Okay, now they can hear my mic. And I think now they can hear you speak.
Sweet.
Yeah, they can. Good.
Good thing you caught that before we actually started.
Yep. Imagine if we talked for hours.
We talked the entire time for 2 hours. No
okay,
audio.
hold up. What the fuck? I opened Twitter. Guess what I fucking saw?
What?
Kick announced a huge streamer joining. Guess who?
Who is it?
Tfue. Fucking Tfue joining Kick.
What the?
What the fuck? Tfue
Alright guys,
joined
hey chat,
Kick.
what's up? So a big tournament's happening right now. I'm pretty sure everyone is everyone is aware of it. And yeah, I'm referring to League of Legends Worlds. No, I'm just joking.
But yeah, what's up everybody? We're just gonna talk about OWC, reacting to OWC matches, stuff like that. Fuck the Tfue news, that's not relevant. But yeah. Hold on, let me go on Twitter now. We are live with or should I say I am live with at n3rdiness. OWC talk and Germany versus Chile watch party. Go. Link. Then copy the link and paste it. But yeah, what's up everybody? Feel free to ask anyone anything in chat, by the way.
Okay.
What the fuck? The US government is watching us.
No.
Not the trolling again.
They're monitoring me, dude.
Not the trolling again. Hell no.
Alright. So let me just set the narratives right now, okay?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone is well aware that this OWC has been... I don't think amazing is the proper word to describe it. I think it's just like unbelievable.
Absurd. I think it's the
absurd,
proper word is
crazy.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say. There's just too much going on, too much to process, and all of that has to do with one word: parity.
Wait, what?
Parity.
Parity.
P-A-R-T. Fuck. P-A-R-I-T-Y. Meaning, there are many people that can legitimately win. Everything is balanced as all things should be. Thanos.
Bro thinks he's part of the Avengers. Hell no.
No, but like, yes. Think about it, okay?
He thinks
the past maybe 8 or so years, it was just like, well, I mean, obviously there was like one team that just won every single year.
Yeah,
that's
but
what you've come to
the only people that could have beaten that team is Germany, and unfortunately they had the opportunity twice. Was it twice? I think it was twice.
Germany is cursed. They like.
Yeah, Germany is insanely cursed, man. Like, I actually feel bad, man. I actually feel so bad.
But like, that's something we can talk about later. So, I will just say this: like, entering the tournament, everyone knew that this OWC was going to be chaos because elephant in the room, United States, not first place in seeding, first time ever.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I mean, it was possible. It was plausible. Everyone knew that was a possibility, right?
Yeah, but like
like seeing it actually happen.
Yeah,
it's like stepping through a time portal.
Yeah, it's genuinely crazy.
Yes, they had turbulent roster problems because Fancy Lad did not try out and the incident happened. But seeing that like they're not first, it's monumental in more ways than one. Like, not only is it the first time ever, but it throws a wrench into the bracket immediately.
It's absolutely wild to even think of, man. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, you got Poland 1 and you got South Korea, Poland 1 and 2. So they're on opposite sides of the brackets. Makes sense. That's normal, right?
Then USA at number 3.
USA at number 3, so they're gonna be sided in Poland's bracket. And then you have at 4 and 5. Honestly, like 4 and 5 were my favorite narratives entering the tournament, which were Russia and the Philippines Russia last year in 2022 was 7th entering qualifiers, but unfortunately found themselves on the wrong side of the infamous FIA cheating scandal.
Yeah, that as well. That
Yeah.
as well.
And the
Also,
Philippines had by far the most meteoric rise out of all the superstar teams. Because last year, I want you to guess what place they were at.
I completely forgot, honestly.
All right, they were 14th.
Jesus, this year they're like.
Now they're 5th.
Fifth, was it in seeding?
They were seeded 5th.
Wait, who was fourth then?
Russia.
Oh yeah, Russia fourth, Philippines fifth.
And that was the same team that had never made it into the top 8 ever. Now they were 5th. Now they're expected to do way better than what they had previously done in their team's history.
Really crazy to think about, honestly. And they almost beat South Korea as well, which is a little bit crazy to think of.
But then,
and then
we'll get to that later.
we'll talk about it. We'll get
to that later.
Wait, what? Someone is saying in the chat something. Hold up. I think Philippines is out this week, unfortunately. Let's just see whether Canada or USA survives. My heart says Canada, but my head says USA sweep.
So he was referring to the 4th place match.
Yep, 4th place match.
God damn.
Okay, so Canada is supposed to play either against Germany or Chile. Depends who will like win against them.
Who wins?
Yeah, we'll see later. We'll do a watch party, you know.
Yeah.
Right. But as for like USA versus Philippines,
dude, this sucks. Like, okay, allow me to be myself for a second, okay? Allow me to be me, okay? I have Filipino genetics, right? I have Filipino blood, right? But I was born in the United States. What do I do?
you round for your heart, man.
Oh my god, what do I do?
It's funny. It's funny because it's funny.
It's funny, yeah. And then either way, whoever, regardless of who wins, I get to talk about it and I get to fall in love with that narrative, right?
Yep.
But oh my god, my heart's gonna break either way. Like, it sucks.
Okay, here's the thing.
I was joking with my one of my friends, right? I was like, okay, so for reference, she is British and has friends and is friends with Shiox on the German roster like me, right? And you know how the UK lost to Chile in that insane tiebreaker?
Yeah.
If the UK ended up winning that match, they would have played Germany, and then there would be a conflict between her nationality and her friend.
Oh Jesus.
So I was jokingly saying to her, like, okay, at least you don't have to pick between your country and your friend, right?
Honestly, yeah, true.
I'm just like, I'm just like, at least you don't have to go through that, right?
You literally have to pick again.
And I'm just like, wait, the timeline for United States versus Philippines exists, and I'm just like, there's no way, right? There's no way that like Poland is gonna like lose, right? It's the US. They look really bad against Canada.
And then a little bit of a fart in the playing, unfortunately, man. Really feel bad for Malichevsky, no, man. Jesus Christ.
No, it's so sad, but once again, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, yeah, I'm just torn. Like, my two teams, my two nationalities, like, bro.
I'm not torn because honestly, I'm gonna be loud.
Your team chaos.
Kind of, but honestly, today I've decided I'm rooting for South Korea because I thought about it. I honestly want to see South Korea win. One of the main reasons is because they haven't won in a very long time. They've been wanting this win for like forever, and if they win, the opportunity is like right now. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be this good of opportunity for them.
Yeah, I guess like I was thinking of talking about that later. We can talk about that right now, right? So I'm pretty sure everyone is aware of what The Last Dance is. If you don't know what it is, it's a documentary of the Chicago Bulls, the greatest basketball team of all time, and it's all about them playing at full strength for the very last time. And I consider this tournament to be South Korea's last dance of sorts. You know why? It's because the assembly of Karcher, worst HR player and Flying Tuna most likely should not have happened.
Technically,
Think
yeah,
about it,
because like,
okay?
bro, the amount of times Carter ditched like what was military service.
Yeah, it was all leading up to this point because like 2021, Karcher, Flying Tuna on the same OWC team, right? They
Yeah.
get third with a after an amazing losers bracket run where they unfortunately got stopped by Germany in tiebreaker. They did not have worst HR player. Imagine the damage they could have done if they had worst HR player back then, right?
Yep.
And then 2022, you have Karcher and worst HR player, and then you already know what the both of them did in like especially the winners bracket that year, where they just completely like
2021 was it?
2022.
Oh, 2022. Okay, yeah. Sure.
They beat Canada with an insane comeback on tiebreaker because Karcher happened, and then
Yep.
they beat the US,
or
handing
as-
them their first loss in 4 years.
Or as you explained in that one video, Karcher carched all over them.
Yep, Karcher carched all over them. And then in like winners finals against Germany, that was worst HR players' time to shine, as he literally broke their spirits. Like,
Yeah, man.
and then they made it to the grand finals on like what could be like one of the most like cracked runs of all time, unfortunately falling short in the grand finals. And obviously like the elephant in the room for that is Flying Tuna was off for military service, so I guess like no one will truly know if they could have actually like won the entire thing if they had Flying Tuna. And they probably could have won the entire thing if they had Tuna on that team. Like that team was so good.
Maybe honestly, there might have been a shot, but I don't know. You never know.
There definitely would have been a shot if Tuna was there. If they did that much damage without him, Jesus Christ. Like,
yep.
And then 2023, right? So it was these two were not supposed to be on that team again. Or sorry, these three were not supposed to be on the team again. Except this time it would have been worst HR player and Tuna on the roster, but Karcher is away from military service. So if that would have happened, then like we would have gotten like seen two of them play at a time, right? But never three. And then every single time there was just a different person missing each year. And that was like in my mind, like entering the 2023 OWC World Cup, I thought that's like really sad because it's like they have the potential to be just this like elite powerhouse that strikes so much fear into everybody, but they just can't because of mandatory military service or other reasons, right? They're just missing that, like they could have formed that trifecta that like strikes like for lack of better terms, like literally strikes the fear of God against in anyone they face. Like
yeah, it's just rather unfortunate that they have like the 2-year military. Is it 2 year or is it like a year and a half?
I think it's like 1.5, 2.
1.5, yeah. But like that's more than enough time to fuck up a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like so much things can change in that time. Hell, even shorter. Hint, hint. United States. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But yeah. It wasn't supposed to happen. Karcher was supposed to go into military service, but then he got sick twice, postponed military in 2022. That's when they went on that crazy run with worst HR player, right?
Yep,
But then he was due for it this year. But then he announced earlier in the year that he postponed it to 2024, which when that happened, I'm just like in my mind, I'm like sirens, like all over the place. Karcher is staying, so he gets to stay. Worst HR player is better than ever. He has become one of the best tournament players in the game.
Flying Tuna is literally coming back.
And Tuna came back, and
Yeah.
he's still Flying Tuna. And then now they get their trifecta, which is like huge. And for once, like I always like talk about this discussion like in historically, like with how dominant they've been, the US have had historically the best team depth out of all the teams in history. South Korea's team depth is nasty. Like, it's crazy. Like, they have the perfect players to complement their three-headed superstar roster.
I mean, if you think about it, yeah, definitely. Like, they have really well-rounded players for, like, any area you can think of on a map pool. So
they cover all the bases.
Yep. Like, there's almost little to no weaknesses.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, another thing that I talked about in, I think it was our first meeting with our first episode 1, and I was talking about how, like, OWC and, like, my, like, philosophy for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about your superstars as much as people want it to be. Can hit Poland. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, you did talk about that. You need to talk about it.
It's not about just superstar power. Obviously, superstar power helps, right? It takes.
But
it's basically a free roster fill.
Yeah,
right?
but it's not all about that.
It's not everything.
You
it's
can't
all
rely.
About the depth that surrounds them.
You can't rely on only one person to like completely carry the team. Like you mentioned with Poland. You did. Okay, now I remember the whole fucking conversation. You did predict this. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm cooking, bro.
He's
So
cooking.
for reference, I never was really passionate about predicting OWC outcomes until last year on stream, which is ironic because I don't even stream anymore, right?
Yep.
So I got questioned for OWC, right? And I was like in the defensive position because I didn't want to say anything like super controversial and stuff like on stream. I'm just like, oh, like I don't want to do OWC predictions, but like they're like, okay, give me your top 3, please. I'm just like, okay. United States first. This is in 2022, by the way. This is in 2022, not this year.
Yeah.
So it's just like United States first, South Korea second, Germany third, and Poland fourth. Everybody in that time like clowned me because like obviously if you put up any predictions out there, right, it will be held to scrutiny. Like there are going to be teams like, what, you're overrating this team, or like, what, you're sleeping on this team. Like, can't do that. But like, yeah, obviously I have to deal with that. But then I had this conversation. One of the conversations was, okay, I like the only way to beat elite teams is to play them on earlier rounds so that the map pools are easier and more even, right?
Yeah.
Guess what happened between the United States and South Korea?
I really wonder.
And for that reason specifically, because the seeding was already out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said 2 things about the US roster that year. 1, the only way they could lose a match is if it's before the finals. If they enter the finals, they're winning the entire tournament. That turned out to be true. Second, I said because of how the bracket shapes up, specifically for that fallacy and team strength, the only team that I could see beating the US is South Korea. Granted, I didn't account for the fact that Karcher became Faker and worst HR player like also went crazy.
If you think about it, they kind of switched places for like this tournament specifically. Like,
yeah, but
it's funny. It's fucking funny. Honestly.
You're absolutely taking it, right? But yeah, I predicted the United States losing specifically before the finals and the top 4. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I know a thing or two about this. So, but like but I say that as if that's like a credit to myself, but it's really not. It's just like understanding the patterns that go into this, right? Like I'm gonna hold off on talking about them specifically, right, for now until we get into the specific matches, right? But Poland this year, you needed to have that team depth in order to make it far.
Okay, if you think about it, I don't know, did they have it?
No, absolutely not.
Well, yeah, true, honestly. Other than if you think about it, like Rafis is solid, Nahus is also solid, but then you have like Malishevsky, who is like twice as better than like both of them in terms of tournament skill.
The cruel part about OWC is that the tournament holds you to the highest standards, right? Like just one off day, you're done. Like,
yep. Yeah.
There is no forgiveness whatsoever.
Yeah. Pretty much, because like.
And the way that like the standard that teams are held onto is like every single time, without fail, you must deliver. Otherwise, you're not gonna make it. Unfortunately, like with what I predicted earlier this year in the first episode of the podcast, I did not think that Poland had that depth, that infallible depth that allowed them to like deliver every single match without fail. And well, I didn't expect them to fall apart like this, but I guess that's just one way. It just came to fruition, unfortunately.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Really unfortunate that happened, but yeah. You know what? Let's change the topic a little bit. Let's start with the upsets thing. You remember?
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go round by round, and we're gonna talk about all the crazy upsets that happened, and then break them down in depth, and then like just explain, like just relive the chaos. For
Just
a second,
talk about it. Just talk about it.
So, the very first upset that got the tournament rolling, probably one of like the craziest underdog stories of all time. In the very first round, we got the 9th seeded Indonesia versus the 24th seeded Ukraine.
And then
Indonesia were 91.5% favorites on the Pick'ems page.
91.5. And they get absolutely swept by Ukraine, man. 8.5% were saying that Ukraine was going to win. Then that happened.
I don't think there's a single person that like on the Pick'ems page that got that 100% correct, because
There's
not
no
only did you have to pick
fucking
against Indonesia, who were like 91.5% favorites, but you have to pick a sweep against them as well. Like,
which was, it's a little bit ridiculous to think about, but honestly, the only people that maybe could have guessed like a sweep is like Ukraine, like super fans. You know what I mean? They would like put 5-0. You know. But
yeah,
like
there's no explaining it, right? Like, just looking at it, it looks fake, right? I think that's the best way to describe it. Like, there's like, you look at it, you think of this like this as a possible situation, right? And you think like, there's no way this can actually happen, right?
Yeah.
You watch the match, Ukraine is up 4-0 on Indonesia, and you're like, there's no way this is actually happening, right? But then it happens, and then you're just like,
Jesus. How? You're like, Jesus, brother, Jesus.
But as for like people who live up, who want to like hype up OWC or get hyped with OWC outcomes like this, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a great year. If things like this are happening in the first round of OWC, we're in for a great year, bro.
Yep, everyone was literally thinking about this as well when like we saw the first sweep. Remember?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, it was honestly
it was something. Like, it was.
For European
crazy.
People, do not look at the time. Do not look at the time.
Shut up.
Oh god. Okay, what's the next sweep? Is it in the next round?
All right. The next upset of note also comes in the first round.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pick'ems. It's like not too crazy, but still pretty crazy.
Oh, is it
Brazil versus France?
Okay, yeah, Brazil versus France. That is also
France were the 78.6% favorites to win this match, so it's not overwhelmingly in their favor, but it was still a match that.
Bro, Brazil fucked up my pick'em as well. I thought that they were going. It was going to be like a pretty close match, but like not the way it ended. Like, what the fuck? I thought France was going to win.
And 3/4 of the Osu pick'ems players would agree, but Brazil ended up taking that match 5-2, and well,
yeah, they absolutely had it in the bag. Looks like
that's
I even made a tweet about it. Like, Brazil, sorry for underestimating you. As an exchange, I'm complimenting your OWC collab. Yeah,
that's like, this is like the week. The like, okay, in terms of like monumental outcomes, right, and crazy upsets, right, this is pretty tame in comparison to what would happen in the future. But like, this showed like it's any given week.
Yep.
Anything can happen.
That is for sure. That is for sure. Also, like, there was also like pretty like surprising results for some match. Like, Jesus Christ, for some matches as well, there was some pretty surprising like results.
Or like in the round of 32 as well, Italy versus New Zealand going to tiebreaker.
But I don't think anyone expected that. Sweden played well against Chile as well, 5-3. I thought that it was going to be a complete sweep for Chile, but Sweden completely blew the minds of everyone this year. That is a fact.
Yeah, and they got like a respectable 7th place finish, which is insane.
That's their like best placement ever, believe it or not.
Really?
Yep.
I will fact check that later.
Talk with Andros if you want to. He literally told me so. Like.
Okay, I'll take his word for it then.
Okay. You're gonna fact check me either way, right?
Later. I'm trying to build narratives here. Okay, that we got a show to run. So, entering the round of 16. Oh my god.
Round of 16? What's with round of 16?
This is the round where, okay, nothing really happened in terms of like unexpected outcomes, right?
Uh-huh.
But this is when I started pushing like the narrative that to embrace the chaos. Why? It's because this round's set up for massive bracket conflicts in the future, like in the quarterfinals.
Oh yeah.
Which is, we will get to the quarterfinals later. But yes, specifically the thing that I'm trying to address, which so happens to also be the only pick'ems upset of this round. But well, there's two. Well, we'll get to the second one later. Actually, I'll talk about the first one right now. New Zealand versus Thailand.
Okay, yeah.
New Zealand were 83.1% favorites to win. However, they lost in tiebreaker.
They lost in tiebreaker? Jesus. Yes. Right, I did get that wrong, but I didn't expect that they will lose in tiebreaker. Jesus.
So that means they lost. If I am not mistaken, they lost 2 tiebreakers in a row to go out of the tournament, which is really upsetting.
Not upsetting, bro. It's soul crushing. How the fuck do I say it? Even
like,
Zoomer,
yeah,
like
Jesus Christ, like
I remember Zoomer tweeting about it. He was like really disappointed about like the results of OWC.
Like, yeah, like guys, I will address this right now because like there's like a specific match that happened in like this round between like, and like there were people that got like really like emotional over the team's outcomes. Like, these people are human beings and they're playing at the biggest tournament of the year with putting like their hearts and everything on like out there just to like try their best and stuff. They represent their country and they try to go as far as possible, right? These are human beings, and then having like putting all that effort and knowing like especially losing in a tiebreaker, right? Knowing that like just if a few different things went your way, and seeing all of that like not come to be the case, and just have it all of that like fall apart in front of you, knowing that you could have done something about it, is just really bad. Like, if you've competed in any like sport or game or whatever, right? You know that feeling where it's like you lose a close match and it's like, God damn, I could have done so much. What could I have done? And it's just like, especially, and now amplify that on to the biggest stage. Like, it's just, everything just like comes crashing down 100 times over, and that probably doesn't even do the justice that the emotional turmoil and pressure that these players put themselves on to just be on the stage. So please do not like poke fun at anybody for expressing their losses.
TLDR, just don't shit on anyone who's participating in OWC, because like they're absolutely performing their absolute, like they're trying to perform in their absolute best, and if they fail, which happens on a bad day, everyone has bad days, it's just you shit talking them just makes it worse for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They feel like older. Yeah, they feel like older. Their like effort feels like for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you root for a team because, or rather, like the best way to be a fan is that you root for a team for them to win. You don't root for a team for others to lose. Like, that's just not the right way to go about things, especially like like a competition. Like, sure, you can have like your biases against certain teams for what they've done or like where they're. Or like whatever, right?
Wait, you were
like,
gonna
that's
say?
Fine, but like, yes. I almost slipped.
You almost.
That could have been really bad. I meant to say that like the United, like
bro,
the United
it's
States
bro,
teams, it's like unwanted like.
It's
shit
fine.
It's
chill. It's chill.
But,
Jesus.
Okay, but like yes, where was I? Yeah, do not be a jerk to people for expressing their losses on like Twitter.
Don't and especially don't say it's just a game. Yeah, it is a game, but it's something they're passionate about. You know what I mean?
It's their like they put. I think it's like what BTMC said on one time when he was like emotional after a tournament. It's like you don't like putting all your like faith, hope, trust, and soul into something and then see it not pay dividends is the most painful feeling.
Facts. That is.
So please do not make it any worse by just rubbing that salt.
True.
But anyways.
Okay, where did we stop? Was it
So we talked about
New Zealand
versus Thailand, the tiebreaker.
I think.
And so probably the most important match of this round, the round of 16. Canada versus Germany.
Yeah, Canada versus Germany. That was an upset as well.
Yeah, it was an upset. It was relatively even pick'ems. Germany were 58.8% favorites versus Canada at 41.2% underdogs. God, we got. Little did we know it at the time, but this would be the beginning of like Cut Paper's breakout performance this year.
Bro, fun fact, Cut Paper is a 4-digit fucking D ranker SMH. But yeah, his performances, Jesus Christ, that is
like
not
the
a
thing is like Cut Paper was like performed really well in this match. As Canada played super well, like completely like stopped Germany in their tracks.
Yep.
That's the defending third place team, right?
Exactly.
And let's get one thing straight, right? Okay. Canada and Germany, they're just underseeded this year. All right?
I mean, there is like, okay, Germany, I don't know, like where did they seed it? Was it like number 4? Not that 4.
They're 6.
6. Are they underseeded? I think it's fair, honestly. I think it's fair.
Yeah, 6th.
Yeah, I think it's honestly okay.
I mean, like you could argue, like obviously, like there's a team like with like with South Korea, Poland, United States, Philippines, Russia.
Yeah, exactly.
Australia
That's what I
7
mean.
too. Like, there's gonna be somebody that feels like they're underrated.
Yeah,
But that's like 1, embrace the chaos, and 2, that's just the inherent flaw of the system. But the real deal breaker in this is that 11th.
Okay, Canada,
Really?
yeah, bro. But like, here's the thing.
Like
Canada, Canada
okay.
got 11th because of
Nader and Xylus played OWC qualifiers while in Las Vegas.
TwitchCon, yeah.
Like, oh my god, like, yeah, and like, I'm like when I saw that, I'm just like, holy shit, Canada and Germany, these two teams were seeded 3 and 4 last year. They're gonna be playing in the round of 16. One of these teams is gonna go into the losers bracket before the quarterfinals even start.
Yeah, man. Jesus Christ.
And the thing is, like, that's not even where it ends, right? Because like, the winner had to play the United States. The winner has to play the 5-time defending champions.
So you're like,
so either way, it's just like, it's just messed up. Like,
hold up.
Like,
Before you continue, sorry that I'm interrupting you. Mini, how the fuck do you know that US is going to play against Canada? Are you sure about that? They might lose to the Philippines. You know, you saw what the fuck they did against South Korea. There is a chance, you know, right? You never know. You can never be certain about anything, man.
I mean, that's the fallacy that many people go into, and it just always leaves them disappointed. And like, hint 2021, 2022 OWC, like, yeah, the US will not win this year. I believe in X team. I believe in Y team.
No. Here's the thing. For 2022,
there was legitimate hope.
2022, there was some hope, but not quite there. Like, I still had my doubts behind my back. Like,
well,
behind
yeah,
my
that's
head.
like, the thing is, like, this is, I'll get to this when we start talking about the quarterfinals, which is right now. Okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to the
yeah,
point.
we'll get to that.
Right? But quarterfinals, oh boy.
Let's go to quarterfinals. Let's see this shit.
Quarterfinals, the most juicy round of the tournament. Like, this is when like the chaos ensued. Like, oh my god. All right, so
juiced up, brother. Juiced up.
Like, it's crazy. All right,
I think
so we'll start.
Do we start with the elephant in the room, or do we start with the other elephant in the room? Like, what the fuck?
I'll start with the overshadowed narratives. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give these teams their respect. So, in the losers bracket of the quarterfinals, France, who suffered an early upset loss of their own, had to go up against Romania in a match that Romania was favored to win. They were the 70.9% favorites on the pick'ems. France ended up clutching that out 6-4, and then lived another day.
Yeah, that is rather interesting, because like Romania literally played against Russia last year and won, if I'm not mistaken. Then they got like swept by USA in the losers bracket. Remember?
Yes, yeah. That was that was the repercussion of the FIA fiasco.
Yeah, the China FIA fiasco. God fucking damn it, Fushimi Rio, why?
Why?
just why, man?
And well, you would think like with France's win, like they were free from like the craziness, But no, they had to go up against Sweden. But this time, France was the favored team to win, albeit it was more even, 58.4% favorites. But Sweden ended up taking it 6-4.
I was rooting for Sweden. Honestly, I believed in the Swedish power, Swedish meatballs, everything, man. Why the fuck did I mention Swedish meatballs? That was so random. But yeah, I was believing in the power of Anjos and Riedket and Skia, or how the fuck do you pronounce it? I forgot.
That match was huge for the Swedish roster because, as you said, that propelled them to their best finish in team history, which guaranteed them a 7th to 8th. Wait.
What?
Yes, yeah, that guaranteed them 7th at that point, right?
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, that is a huge like achievement for Sweden. That's for sure.
Okay, let me just verify this so I'm not.
Oh my! Why are you always fact checking? Jesus Christ! Try not to spread.
Oh yeah. Okay, so yes, I was. Wait.
Try not to spread misinformation. Challenge.
Sorry. No, this match victory gave them guaranteed 9th place. My bad. Sorry.
9th place, yeah, 9th place.
Yeah, guaranteed 9th place.
True.
Which, as you said, is their best result in team history.
Yep.
Which is amazing. Like, congrats to them. Like, reaching new ground.
If you think about it, I think almost every single team, like, who is currently in, like, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and everything like that, are performing, like, their absolute best year yet.
I had this joke, like, entering the semifinals, where it's, like, the teams in the winners bracket, like, yeah, like, you're making it, like, really, really far. Like, South Korea delivering on that promise, right?
Yeah.
Of, like, their super team. The Philippines reaching new heights. Australia, they just won the match of the goddamn year. And then Canada, they beat the defending 3rd and 1st placing teams back to back to make it to this point. Like, that's amazing. And then the losers bracket, death. Like,
yeah, it's fucking death. Jesus.
Death. It's every man for themselves in losers bracket.
It's literally battle
royale,
man.
Because there's a few things that happened. I will start with the Philippines versus Russia. This is by far the most even pick'em in the quarterfinals and probably of the tournament thus far.
Facts. It's 50.8% for Philippines and 49.2% for Russia.
Yes. And the way that this match came through, like, it was a 2-2 tie, but then Russia took a break point to make things 3-2. And then all of a sudden, both the OG Hayek and Nathan, like, just went on a tear. They FC'd the last 4 maps in a row to win the last 4 maps in a row for their team, giving them a 6-3 victory, and guaranteed them a 5th place finish, which is their best result ever.
What the hell is that, man? Like, Jesus.
It's huge. Like, that was crazy.
Then there's, like... Okay, what other match do we mention here before we get into the 2 juicy ones?
I think that's it. I think there's
nothing
left.
There's nothing left, honestly.
Except Indonesia was at this point on a crazy tear through the losers bracket.
And then they had to face Germany. Yeah.
That's what happens when there's a bunch of parity. Elite teams enter the losers bracket, it just causes chaos.
Yep. Alright, let's get to the juicy part. So
right,
Australia versus Poland. That is.
Oh boy.
That is the juicy one, because like I don't think anyone expected a close match, yet alone Australia winning against Poland.
In terms of pick'em favorite outcomes, right? This is the most polarizing upset of the tournament.
Technically, this would be like the biggest upset in the tournament if you like count like.
Yeah, in terms of pick'ems, this is the most the biggest upset. I'm gonna have you read the how much Poland was favored to win.
94.2% for Poland to win, and then a ridiculous 5.8% for Australia to win.
94.2. Like, that just shows you how much potential the Polish roster had, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the best tournament player in the game, arguably, on your roster.
True. Like, I mean,
you better like go far. Like everybody expects you to go far. You qualified for this tournament as the second seed. You almost were first. Like think about that. Like yeah, there's an argument of qualifiers is a flawed metric, right?
Yep.
But you almost took the first seed from South Korea, like the literal godlike super team. Like that's how good this roster was.
Also, there's
unfortunately, they did not get off to a good start in this match. They went down 5-2 early.
Yeah, it was 5-2, and then suddenly, they went 5-5. They brought it back, right?
Yeah, and then I remember this vividly. This moment lives rent-free in my mind, right? At the 3/4 point of the tiebreaker, they had a score lead of a little more than 80,000, and the score growth was relatively even because of the combos, right? So if they just held on, they would have been fine. And Australia's combo was just reliant on one player, Emrek. Unfortunately, all of a sudden, Poland lost their combos, and then Emrek just has ice in his veins, dude.
Nah, man, I freaking swear. What Emrek did that match is just godlike. I don't know what to say.
Dude, I don't get it. Like, he made lightning strike twice. Why does he have to do this against Malashevsky and tiebreakers, dude?
Also, here's the thing. A lot of people argue that Emrek is also the best tournament player, not on top of being the best overall player of all time. So, what's your opinion on that?
So, best tournament player, arguable. Best tournament player of all time. That's not a discussion I don't think he's a part of yet, but he is absolutely capable of making that a discussion.
Yep.
Like imagine if Emrek wins an OWC. Like he's instantly in that discussion to have honestly to be considered the greatest tournament player
honestly
of all time.
We might if Australia somehow manages to win OWC, we might just have to consider Emrek as the greatest player of all time, not just in tournaments.
No. There's no speculation about that, right?
Yeah.
Like if he wins, it's over. Like that GOAT debate is over. The only thing that Cookie Z has over Emrek is that OWC crown.
Exactly.
Emrek broke all of his records. Emrek broke his #1 records. In terms of legacy, yeah, Cookie Z. You can argue that Cookie Z still has a beat.
One more record for the #1 thing.
Yes, but Emrek has been #1 for the longest time. Or will be. Maybe.
I don't know.
He's almost there.
Aquilibet literally just tweeted a few yesterday that he was going to grind.
We'll talk about that later, right? But hey, Stu, remember that date that I mentioned in that YouTube short that I had?
December 2nd, was it?
December 2nd.
It's getting close.
We're close.
It's getting close.
It's getting too close.
We'll see. Will Aquilibet stop him right before he achieves it? That would be fucking... Oof, that would be juicy.
But yes, back to the discussion. If Emrek wins an OWC title, just pack it up. This guy's the greatest player of all time if he can get his hands on that OWC crown.
Yeah, honestly, there might be a chance.
There is a chance.
Yeah.
And given how this tournament played out, any given week, dude.
Yeah,
given week.
Alright, now let's talk about... I think that's it, honestly, with the Australia versus Poland thing. Let's get with the interesting one, Canada versus USA.
Okay, so there's a bit of... there's two ways to approach this, right? One, there's the, obvious, team strength difference, right? The United States were the 81.6% favorites to win over Canada. However... Let's think about it this way, okay? How much do you want to bet that people pick the United States to win, not because their roster on paper is better, but because it's just the United States.
Yeah,
against them is nearly impossible.
Yeah, exactly. That would. Oh, fun fact, by the way. Actually, you know what? We'll talk about that later. Continue.
Yeah. You could also argue the opposite, where it's I'm gonna pick against the US because I want them to lose, right? But picking against the US in any situation is just absurd. In terms of narratives, Canada versus the United States is by far the most influential upset of all time.
Yep.
Why do I say this? Well, it's on my Twitter. This is the earliest that the United States has gone down to the losers bracket. Ever.
Well, yeah, ever, because like it has never happened before, because there was no qualifiers, there was like no losers bracket previously
No,
as
in
well, I think.
2014, that's when the first double elimination
Yeah,
tournament happened, right?
exactly.
They at least made it to the semifinals before losing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit.
And then 2015, they made it to the finals. 2016, they made it to the grand finals before losing. 2017 made it to winners finals. 2018 grand finals. And then obviously from there because they just won everything, right? Even in 2022, when they lost in the semifinals to South Korea and everybody was going crazy, they at least made it to the semifinals, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then now, like, they put themselves, like, with Canada's huge win, like, welcome to the Church of Cut Paper. Like, Jesus Christ.
Man, that match, man, that match, Cut Paper absolutely popped off. Like, what the hell was that, man? Like, that was the Cut Paper masterclass.
Like, that way, if this, I will say this, right? Cut Paper, a star was born on that day.
Yep.
Cut Paper is the only player on the Canadian OWC team making his OWC debut. What a statement! Like, what a performance to highlight your rookie performance. Like, Jesus! Like,
yeah, beating the
like,
five times World Cup champion and making a debut like that, man. That is.
And like, Tequil like mentioned something perfect in the chat. The thing with OWC, if you rely on one carry player, if that carry player does not perform, it's just over. And the US is not restricted by that. That's why they've been so dominant, and that's the point that I'm trying to press. Team depth is equally, if not more, important than superstar power. Not only does the team depth that you have allow you to like cover all the bases, cover all the weaknesses, but it takes pressure off of your superstars, so they can do superstar things. It's like, honestly incredible, like, how much that small mental difference makes.
Yeah, that's for sure, because like that they are not reliant on you all the time, and so you don't have the nerves to like perform the best as you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like an issue where it's like, oh, I have to do this, otherwise my team has no chance. It's more like, if I do this, we win. So, even if I don't do this, we could still win because my team's got my back.
Also, another thing to mention, Australia this year overall are actually pretty good if you think about it. Like, if you, on top of having a star player, which is Emmerich, obviously, they are pretty well rounded if you think about it.
Yeah, and especially like with how OWC works or previous trends with results, right?
Yeah.
The winners have always been teams with 1 or 2 stars with amazing depth around them.
Yeah, so Australia
is like the 2022 OWC World Cup, because like they had their superstar in He Who Shall Not Be Named and an amazing like huge like utility like carry in I'm a Fancy Lad, right?
Yeah, actually, true.
And I would like the comparison I would like to make with that in that year is like South Korea and Poland, because South Korea was the closest to replicating the US on like the I have 2 superstars, but I'm gonna complement them with like amazing depth. And Poland, who had one amazing like all-time player, like probably like it was between him and Karcher for the best player in that tournament, right? But just couldn't do anything because there was no surrounding pieces.
Okay.
If you want to win OWC, you need to accommodate your stars' help. And that's what the US has shown. Like 2017 Poland, right? Yeah, they had Wolf. Yes, they had Rafis, right? But like their depth around them is ultimately the reason why they were able to.
Also, speaking of which, it's kind of funny if you think about it that Poland either has really old players or really young players. It's really funny to think about. I don't know why. Like,
yeah, that's like, honestly, as someone who watches a lot of like sports, like that's not really that uncommon, because like you're mixing in your veteran leadership with your young superstar talent,
which can be pretty good sometimes, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, I think we had enough talking about the quarter, as crazy as they are.
Yep, semifinals time, and oh boy, it gets even
semifinals
juicier.
Time. This is when like if you thought everything was this. The quarterfinals is when everything started to break. The quarterfinals is when everything broke.
Oh, that's for sure. Because, like, okay, what match do we start from? Because like
There's just so many to unpack.
I think there's 4. I think we should talk about, or like, is there 5? There's way too many.
There's too many of them, dude.
Okay,
Like,
I think we have 5 minutes to talk about 5 matches. Go.
Okay, speed run. Let's go. I'm gonna go in order as based on how we see them, right? Philippines versus South Korea. The Philippines took a 4-1 lead with a double breakpoint advantage against South Korea, which nobody saw coming, right?
And then suddenly South Korea, like, I don't know, they like, I think Milk Teaser made a post about it, woke up growling sleeping bear.
They poked the bear.
Yeah, they poked the fucking bear, and suddenly they lost 6-4, which is like, what the fuck.
Dude, okay. I thought Karcher last year terrified me, right? He still terrifies me. But worst HR player? What?
That guy woke up a
Oh my
demon
God,
today.
like,
that guy woke up a demon today, bro.
Like, okay.
Imagine if seeing Blue Zenith with Hard Rock in OWC, man. A few years ago, that was the PP record, bro. And now it's being played in tournaments. Like, what the?
Yeah, dude, ice water in the goddamn veins.
Legit.
You have never seen worst HR player and Faker in the same room. I know that joke has been beaten like a dead horse. But like,
but
part of it is like, okay, Faker just won his 4th championship at Worlds, right? South Korea is trying to claim their 4th OWC title.
Pause.
Coincidence?
Nah.
Coincidence?
Coincidence? I don't think so. Anyways, let's move on to the next match, which is Australia versus Canada. 73.6% of people thought that Canada was going to win. 26.4% of people guessed that right, though. Australia, the underdogs, performed absolutely insane that match. 6-2. 6-2, man.
Yeah, guaranteed their first top 3 finish at an OWC ever. And as in the chat, 3 players on that team are getting their first profile badge from OWC, and that's guaranteed.
That is,
because they're in the winners finals.
That is a W, man. Because like, Emmerich finally getting one. Doomy, after being a well like tournament player, like overall, is finally getting one as well. A secret box, well deserved. There's so many people. Well, there's so many.
Was crazy.
Yeah, man. Jesus, I don't know what to say.
The thing, my takeaway from this match is like I was completely like, a lot of things enter my mind after this match, right? Because not only were Canada favorites to win, like, I mean, you beat the freaking US, right?
Yep.
And you're expected to like do well, right?
Exactly.
Like watching this match and seeing Australia like completely dominate on most aspects, right? Also, 6-way, I think, like skin, like FC, which is crazy. I had to mention that, but I'm just like, okay, either the US team played horrible against Canada for their standards to get blown out 6-1, or Australia is just on another level.
Or it might be both, honestly, if you think about it.
Or a mixture of both, yes.
Yeah.
Like 6-2 Australia over Canada, the team that beat the US, that just also beat Germany after beating Poland in the match of the year. That is a statement.
That right there is a goddamn statement. But yeah, we'll see what will happen, man. I'm actually excited to see how Australia will perform against South Korea, because like,
did anybody expect the 7 seed to be in winners finals right now?
I don't think anyone expected Australia to be top 3 this year, except for Andros. Andros mentioned that he expected like Australia to perform really well. So
their come up and rise is crazy, and congrats to the guys.
Yeah,
boys. Like,
yeah, big congratulations, man. The little definition of underdogs this year. Next match though, Chile versus United Kingdom. I think this one should be mentioned as well, man.
Oh my god, if heart attacks were blood pressure medication sales went up after the end of this.
Oh, facts. It's like, bro, I didn't expect Chile to win against United Kingdom. What the hell was that? Like, here's the thing: the pick'em percentages for winning for which team would we win were pretty close, only 10% difference or like 9%. But still, it was like expecting United Kingdom to win because like they have Bubbleman, a legendary tournament player. They have Raj, who is like well-rounded, you know. Easy Champ, who is really good at gimmicky stuff. Loyar, and
they're an amazing team.
Yeah, they're simply an amazing team. But then again, we underestimated Chile. Like, they have Matthew, intercambing, like the entirety of the team, man. Like, Jesus.
Dude, when I was watching that match, when n3rdiness entered that match,
Yeah.
like, Meow in chat, everybody was scared because they knew it was coming.
Oh, bro, that assist though. That assist though. That fucking hidden assist though. That was just. That is the most wild score probably in the entirety of the tournament. Okay, it's 8 p.m. Fuck, we're a bit late.
Yeah. Alright, it's fine. We got a few more.
Speed run.
United States versus Sweden. I think this is probably like United States versus Sweden and Poland versus China were pretty basic in terms of expectation and versus reality.
Okay, Russia versus Germany though.
Yeah. Russia versus Germany. Oh my god, like another tiebreak, like Jesus. And
only thing I can
this
say.
Was for ninth, dude.
Okay,
this was for ninth.
Only thing I can say about Russia versus Germany is just like the reaction Chikoli had after the match, man. That was actually heartbreaking. That was genuinely heartbreaking to watch, man. He was so disappointed. It felt hard to watch.
It's like everything leading up to this point is like so crazy, and like unfortunately, one consequence with like all the chaos that's happening is that there will be heartbreak.
Yeah.
And like these two teams are too good to be put in this position. They had the loser of this match got ninth, dude. That doesn't sound right at all.
It doesn't sound right at all, but
the 4 and 6 seed had to play for ninth, bro.
That is the harsh reality of this tournament, and you just gotta accept it. It is what it is. There's always next year, but still.
Yeah, like I believe in them though.
Final match to talk about, the one that recently happened, United States versus Poland.
Oh boy, do I have something to say about this. Oh boy.
Alright, speak your shit, talk your shit.
Alright, so normally, like, about a month ago, I put out a tweet saying that, like, Malashevsky ended Baxay's tournament streak, right?
Yep.
Yes, there was a technicality, Baxay did not play, right, throughout those years. Yes, Malashevsky has long been arguably the best player in the game right now, tournament player in the game right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden in the QRTs, some of which are valid, I will admit that. Like, yes, I was pushing a narrative with a huge asterisk, i.e. Baxay was not playing and Malashevsky has been amazing, right? But I saw a QRT, specifically like
quote retweet, by the way, for those that don't use Twitter.
A QRT basically saying that, like, oh my god, what is this guy like? You know, Malashevsky has been like the best, right? And then the replies, I was just getting flamed, like absolutely flamed. I'm just like, oh, like, well, this sucks. Like, I didn't want things to go at this point, right?
And then
so entering this tournament, I analyzed Poland a little bit, and I'm just like, wow, this team has the potential to like to win it all. Obviously, that's like that much is obvious, right? But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm scared they 1.3.
Okay, here's the
Rafael,
thing. A majority of your conversation got cut because of my internet. God fucking damn it!
Oh my god, how many? Where did it get cut off?
I forgot. I forgot. God damn it. Doesn't matter. Can you sum it up? Is my internet dying again? Oh god.
Alright. Anyways, alright, yeah.
Okay, nah, it's alive.
Okay. TLDR. Ganahos. Sorry, not Ganahos. Malashevsky played insane. Like, you gotta help him out, please. Like, give this guy some help. And then you get skunked 6-2 against the US. Also, I'm gonna get my revenge on the QRTs. Imagine complaining about playing at 11 a.m. and then losing to a team where 3 of their players had to wake up at 7 a.m.
Let that sink in.
What?
Let that sink in.
That is embarrassing. You can't do that.
Alright, so...
Like, oh my... You just can't do that. Either back it up or don't say it at all. And then you go out sad like this. Like, there is just no... Like, there's no other way to, like, say this other than that, like... This was probably, like, the harshest, like, collapse out of all the teams entering the tournament this year.
Oh, shit. Hold up. I'm gonna set up the overlay for the... you know, the watching and recording thing, because
Yeah.
like, you know, we're gonna watch. But yeah,
like,
continue talking.
dude, Vaxei, Boshi Man, and Fiery Rage woke up at 7 a.m. to play this. And you complained about waking up at 11 a.m.? You can't do that!
Yep. And let that be a listen. Never complain. Never complain, because someone else will always have it worse.
I am not against like trash talk, right? Trash talk is part of the game in anything. But if you talk your shit, you better back it up.
Okay, that is true.
Otherwise, you will be held to the same scrutiny that I'm giving you right now. You reap what you sow, and every single like person is aware of this. You just cannot do things like this.
Alright, so like this. Okay, so the talking overlay should be done now. There we go.
Also, Vaxei just respawned after
What?
practicing the wrong map pool.
Oh god. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I hate to be that guy, but like, watch out, the US is coming.
Anyways,
You've seen this story before, like you can never count them out.
why is the screen capture not working? God fucking damn it. Okay, there, it's working. Let's go.
Swing the other way. It's holding its ground, but
Alright, I'm gonna be back. I gotta do something. Until then, commentate.
yeah, dropping big combo there.
But yes.
All
Alright.
Let me. I think you're a little bit more forward. I mean,
great accuracy as well.
not forward, should I say?
Let me pull up this.
Ahead of me with the VOD.
Quite a
So
bit of tapping control in this. Suntan drops along with Yari. These
So
two
we tuned in late, so I don't know which DT map was picked specifically, but this is Germany's pick. The match just started. We're at 0-0.
yep. I'm
Germany with a healthy score lead of more than 400,000 and climbing with only a quarter of the map left, so it looks like they're gonna take this, especially with like with Chile having no combos. White Cat and Akarnia have built their combos, and the score lead is gonna soar to like more than 700,000.
Alright, I'll be back. Chat, I'll be back.
50,000 score is too much of a deficit for Chile to return.
But yeah, this is Germany's first point, 1-0, and a pretty convincing win on their own
Germany
pick.
take map number 1.
Yeah, they've really unfortunately
now,
had
guys,
their legs cut from underneath.
I just realized that
Chile,
Intercamping's name
on
is
this
now
map,
Faker Camp
but
after
again, you're
what
up
just
against such a
transpired.
strong
this week.
roster,
But
it's
anyways,
hard to
guys, let me tell you
Germany will be up, like you said, the
the perfect way to watch OWC, right?
So we can kind of break
So
that
if
down,
a
but really, what can you
team
say?
wins by a lot
You've
of
got
points
Whitecat,
on
you've
their
got
own pick,
Krilla,
right?
and
That's
of
nothing
course, you've got the
to
other side
like
of
to
the
get like
Tim.
worked over about, right?
Just
Just like
Tim.
they picked that, of course,
No,
it's
just
gonna be
Tim.
inclined with their
Let's go
strengths,
Tim.
right? So that's not really a
Let's
big
go
deal.
Tim.
But the
Those three
moment
just
like they
absolutely
start like
performed
faltering on their
that
own map picks,
so,
that's when like
nothing
you start to
really more to
question
say.
a little
Matthew
bit.
got a really good
And
score
if
as
they,
well.
of course, if a
Really
breakpoint
high
happens,
there
then
on
you're
the
just wondering
accuracy,
what
again,
happened.
it felt like just a 3v2
So,
out there. So
in terms of like,
Germany pick it up.
God, Germany on
You can
DT
see
is
how
just
dominantly
nasty,
staged that was
and
for Germany. Matthew
well,
having
it just shows with like
740K,
more.
the
They beat them by
third
more than
lowest score from
700,000.
Germany.
There's just no
was
words.
higher than the top score.
But yeah,
from
guys, in
Chile.
the chat,
Just pure
type what's your
domination,
prediction for the
consistency,
outcome is.
especially
Who will
towards
win?
the
What's the
later
score?
stages where
What do
combos
you have
start
in your
to fall
pick'ems?
apart. Sections
I
managed to
will,
get
for the
more
sake
difficult.
of not distorting
Germany
bias,
take
I
it.
will not say
Chile
what
are
mine
gonna bounce
are.
back with a hidden 3. Now, last
Because
time this was picked,
It's just
I
the
believe it went well, but
imposter
I believe
commentator
Chile
in me.
picked This. So I'm just gonna
You know,
quickly double check, but
how cool would it be if I got to commentate
yeah, this one
OWC
is
one day?
a
That'd be really
good
sick.
kind of
Anyways,
hybrid of hidden.
so I see
density
6-2
and
Germany
also
favor,
mechanics of the
6-3
map. What do
Germany
you think
favor.
about this one?
Interesting first pick. I think, especially when you haven't been able to perform well on another DT map, I think it's a
Right.
big statement. To
So
go,
it seems
"You know
like
what? Doesn't matter. Wasn't our map. Let's go back.
everybody
in
thinks
some
that Germany
more-
was going to win, and
with
that's
some
in
more,
line. Germany are
some more,
79.1%
sorry,
favorites to win, which, yeah.
Hidden tab of mechanics.
Do
hidden
commentators
tapping
sign up, or how does
mechanics,
the process
sorry.
work? I think they sign up
Um,
and then they pick
Yeah, for some
based
reason I
on
thought we were
who
playing
they would like
DT3.
to see.
Um,
So
And I was
The
like,
reason
"Wait,
why I
that
wasn't
doesn't make
picked
any
was
sense.
because
More
one,
DT."
I didn't
having a
sign up in the
moment.
first
Yes,
place,
sorry.
and two, I don't even have that
So
that much
custom song?
commentating experience. Like the only commentating
Hidden
experience
Three.
that I have was commentating the live tournament at
Speedy
COE this year.
240 BPM.
This
with
map
some
is
mixed in,
Hidden
a
3,
lot of density to this map as well, but a very consistent map. So
and
if
it's
you can hit
Chile's
some of
pick.
this, you can really pull out all the stops and get some big combos on the board, which I think Chile are relying on with this with the roster they're lining up here.
Yeah, last time this map was played, Chile got a collective 2.59 million team score. A 2.059 million team score.
Okay,
with
so
Cavic getting the highest score.
I'm muted on the
We were
stream.
just discussing
and
about
now-
like how
Question
crazy
is,
it would
can
be if like
Chile
I
replicate that,
commentated
if not
OWC
improve
or
that?
like
Because
one
last
of
time they
one
played
of us
against
commentated
against the
OWC.
UK, they were trailing with that one. Up
We'll
until
start
the
with
late stage,
COE
but ended
and
up
work
falling apart.
work our way towards that.
Germany have a lot of potential to potentially
Hey,
clutch this
I
up, especially
got to
with
talk
Trilla
with
and White
Shiba
Cat around. Okinama coming
at
in from
COE,
Germany as well.
who is a commentator
Really
in
strong
this
hitting
tournament.
comfort player.
Yeah, I know.
This
I think I'm in good
9.2
hands in
with
terms of
hidden
like
flags
growing
is
my
really not
growing
going to
myself
be
as a
difficult
commentator.
for him.
Yeah, fact.
Of course, Yari coming in for Germany as well. Great tapping mechanics player. Not really too well known
Alright,
for being
alright, so, dude,
comfortable
Hidden
on the
3,
hidden, more comfortable being on
it's,
the high AR
Chile's pick,
mechanics, but
as you can see
still
in
a
the
formidable player
scoreboard,
on this
and
240 BPM.
yeah, 1-0.
Consistently difficult as well.
Wait, Chile's pick?
On the side of Chile,
Yeah, this is
you've
Chile's
got into
pick.
Kama, you have Matthew, the core duo here.
Hmm.
Shot Gamer coming in for Chile. And number
They got number 37,
star
Matthew.
hidden player.
Wait, who is
Chilean
ex-choking gamer? I've
He
never
has set
seen him.
some fantastic scores in this
I think that was a
tournament,
name
particularly
change.
in FC on the
Faker
pre-mod
camming,
core.
nah.
That's what I was saying. When I saw that, I died
Double
laughing.
S.
Faker camming, this guy cannot be
Number
real,
37
man.
has made a great name for himself as an incredible hidden player for the team.
I should change the
So
YouTube
this
title,
combat is
hold
really
up,
not gonna be
of the
much
stream.
More going to be that type of mechanics that's going to
I
trip
mean,
him
like,
up. Looking
I
at
mean,
his
it makes
early
sense,
stages,
like,
this map is quite notorious
congrats
for
to
being difficult
Faker.
to adjust to.
The
Into
GOAT.
camping and Chalk Game are struggling on this
Look,
early
I don't
Faker-
follow many.
Faker has
I don't
always been
follow
the
League of
GOAT. I
Legends
don't
because I
follow-
personally do
Just
not play the
here.
game.
Break comes
Thank
through-
God.
break comes
But
through. Germany see they have a swarm.
Thank
yeah.
God he
Now
said,
it's
I don't know.
Faker's a
They've got
god.
the lead.
dude.
They've also got a really good roster for this.
And he has like probably
Um,
one of
you
the
know,
most
you've got-
one of the usernames that
got
just
White
goes
Cat, of
super
course, which, you
because
know,
he's just
needs
so
no
good.
introduction. Okinama and Krilla are also fantastic on this sort of map. So, you know,
Like think about it, right?
you've got
Like
your core
names
three
like
for a map
Faker,
this, which is
Simple.
really crucial. And unfortunately,
Like, those
Chile
are
not
badass
having the start that
usernames,
they
but, like,
want, as they
even more badass are the
relying on
players
Matthew
behind
and
those.
number 37,
They're just insane.
as oh dear.
Alright, sorry for this. I'm gonna open a browser tab on a
That's
different
a tough double miss there. from
monitor
Chile.
just so I can change the
It is traded by Yari and Okinama.
what was it? The YouTube
The
title.
Two full combos versus two
Anyways,
recoveries,
Chile has
moving
no
through early
FCs.
sections,
Kriller is
really
FCing
tough
with
for Chile to
backup
deal with.
combo from White
Got the
Cat,
recoveries,
and
able
they
to
have
suppress
a
the
score
future
lead of more than
recoveries from Chile unless there are
178,000
any future drops.
at the halfway
But
point.
assuming this continues, there aren't any drops to come. through, Germany will be able to roll away with this.
170.
We're going
Okay,
with a
holy
tiny
shit.
bit of a
I
ramp
mean-
down here, a
No
little bit of
37
a
and
damage
Matthew
boost.
just broke at the exact
Some
same
faster
time.
sections
Germany's still
here, faster
holding.
jumps, longer bursts,
God
there's
damn.
no
Combo.
room for
There are
the
some
set.
combos.
Another double miss
Kriller
already
just broke.
before
There are
they come
combos
to
on
Matthew.
intercamping and
Still got
Choking Gamer
Intercam and
XX,
Chalk
but
Gamer building something.
score growth still
Germany
favors
are
Germany
so oppressive right now. Kriller
because
does go down.
White
That's
Cat
one
has
full
a high
combo
combo
goal for
along with
Germany.
Yari
But
and
still, the
Okinama.
advantage remains in their favor. The score lead is slowly climbing away.
However, yeah, right now Chile just hopes needs White Cat to break,
So consistent on this, so comfortable.
but for now he's
Yeah,
holding
look at White
strong
Cat
as he
really coming
crosses
in.
the 1,000
Unfortunate
combo
break
mark.
from Krilla, but he's done quite a bit in terms of combo. Intercamming
Score
with
lead
Chalk Gamer
balloons
really
to
kinda trying
more
to
than
hold the line right
350k now.
with just their two
As there are no
combos,
breaks in
but
sight
they're
for
gonna be
either team.
Completely shut out at this rate, unless we see some big drops come in from Germany. But that, of course, relies
White
on
Cat
them
now
holding
at
on to their own
1200 as
combos,
Choke
which
Gamer
this
and
last
Matthew
squad
find
map
misses,
was
so
not
that should
set up,
probably
so,
do it in for the map.
Definitely expecting some more breaks.
White
to come in.
White Cat does end up trading. Okinama's down as
Gamer
well,
goes
but
down.
the
It is
score lead
traded
is
by
just
White Cat.
simply
That's a
way
big
too
successful trade
polarizing
there
for
Chile,
Chile to
but Matthew
really
is
do
next to
anything
join.
about it.
Yari goes down. Okinama goes down. Triple miss here for Germany. Kriller's the only one left with
Even
the
as all the
recovery, and
combos
it's
on
starting to shrink
Germany's
now.
side
That
are
intercamming and number 37 are
reset,
building
with
something.
Kriller
The
leading the way
question
for them with
is, they
600.
don't really
Intercamming,
have enough
despite having
time.
1200
They
combo
don't
now.
think they do. There's about an eighth of the map left
Yeah,
to go, and they have to
it's
climb up
just over,
330,000
unfortunately. Too little, too late.
score. Intercamming's really
Yeah,
trying
there's
his
not
best
enough
here.
time
That
for
early
Chile
miss
to make a
run
comeback.
was
Even
fast,
though
fast,
Yari
fast,
just
fast,
broke,
throw the map through.
Kriller
Ended
just
up
holds
leading
an
to a
insane
drop,
amount of
Intercamming counted
combos,
the
so
score quite a
yeah.
bit, but he's building so
Easy
much.
win
He's
for
starting to
Germany
Solid
at the
performance
moment.
from their two
37 goes
superstars.
down. The recovery's looking really tough. Into Kami's getting outshined by
Yeah,
Bro,
we
I
got
swear.
White Cat with
And then
700,
effort from Inter Kami will not
707k,
be
Thriller
enough.
with 654.
Germany will
Yeah,
get
Into
I-
some
Kaming
great
though
points.
top scored the lobby.
God
But-
damn. Okay.
Unfortunately, that falls into a
Yeah, I
break
mean,
point in
solid
Germany's
stuff
favor.
from
So
both
now they're up
teams.
2-0.
Unfortunate for
By
Chile,
the way,
they are
can
gonna
we
drop
talk
the
about just how
point, but
insane Kriller
again,
is,
it's-
man, in terms of
it's
like
that
tournament
triple whammy
performance?
of
Dude, I saw this guy
Kriller,
play in
Okinawa,
at COE in
that
person.
really bring the
I
house
and I
down.
have to say, I am
Um,
lucky to get a picture with
Of
this guy.
course,
This dude is
solid stuff from
cracked.
Intercamping and
Nah,
Truck
he
Gamer.
is cracked.
I think number
Wait, hold up,
37
I'm gonna
probably
make a
had the most
joke now.
surprising,
My phone falls
performance
flat
there.
down
A
on
little
the
bit
screen. Please don't be
underperforming, not-
cracked. Please
not
don't be
being able
cracked.
to
The phone.
bring up that big combo. Good
Kriller
accuracy,
FCing a
but
certain
not
amount.
enough combo to kind of support his team to take that point.
Kriller
So,
COE performance.
it will be a great point for Germany.
Yo, imagine if we commentate for like
Such
COE
a
2024. That
dominant
would be
start here from Germany.
insane.
The two of us
Chile.
together, yo, bet.
Yeah.
I think this might have been a bit of a mispick.
That would go crazy.
Germany have
Who wants
several
that?
really
Anyone in the
strong
chat?
hidden comfort players.
I just need to
Some
borrow
really
4
good
racks so I
mechanics
can
on
actually
top.
go there
Thrillers
this
more than
next
capable on
year.
a map like this, despite not
I'm
Yeah,
broke,
man.
please help me.
as strong on the much more
Make
extreme
videos, man.
cases.
Come on.
This is probably the easiest type of mechanic
I
in
have
the
something
pool that has that
in the
skill set
works,
requirement
okay?
in
It's
there.
like 90%
And
done.
with Kriller being one of the best
I just need to work on a
tournament
thumbnail with
scene
frequency and
in
edit the
Europe,
last like 2
in the
minutes of it.
entirety of Europe, man.
Ooh, that's good
Guy's
at
a
least.
beast.
Yeah.
And
Bro,
giving
Then
Germany
finish
a
it,
map like
Jesus!
that,
2 minutes?
when
That's
really
nothing.
You would expect Germany to either play the chicken with that.
Well,
or
that's
let it
because
go.
it has to do with OWC,
It's
and
a
there's
bold
too much
early pick there
too
from
much
Chile.
shit that happens, so I have to like
Germany
add
on
stuff
Oh, wait,
over
I-
and over and
Let
over
that
again.
I think you mentioned this a while back. And if it is it on that one certain player?
High tapping mechanics.
Okay,
Yari
good.
not being
Never
present in
mind then.
yesterday's match led them to be a little bit more hesitant on their tapping maps, but seems like this one
Is
they're a
it
lot more
USA
certain
versus
about.
Canada?
Yari and Aimbot
Ah.
No,
really
it's-
hit for Germany.
I'm not gonna
On
spoil
the
it,
side
but
of
I'm
Chile,
just
you're
gonna say
be
one
keeping
thing:
his camming and mapping,
embrace the
maybe nice
chaos.
camming
And I'm gonna
actually,
talk.
that would
I'm gonna
definitely be
try
a
to
plus one.
embrace that
But,
chaos.
I think
He's
Germany
gonna
look
embrace
at
the
this
chaos of
three-man
OWC.
core of Yari, Aimbot, Khan, and Zyfrost. The perfect trifecta for Germany. And having any
I'm not that
go
much
into
of a
this is
narrative
gonna
head.
be
I have
fine.
my
You
limits.
might want to have maybe Ocarina
Also,
despite Ocarina more being known for the raw speed mechanics and not
In
for the
comparison to a
stamina.
4-year-long winning streak and just simply
But
a
Germany have a
crazy
great
upset, I
team.
cannot really like
Talk to us
figure
about
out
this map,
how
'cause it is
to
unrelenting.
overhype that. You know, no one wants to watch something that's just
Yeah,
really bland, so.
Necrogoblicon, the Skin Thief. I mean, it's a classic. It's such a classic map. And classic
Skin
song
Thief.
for
Skin
us
Thief
to-
is a bit of a stamina map.
Lots of people
Okinawa,
love this
Yari.
map.
Oh, yes,
For
Faker
those of you,
Camping, my
it's a
favorite German
230
player.
Yeah.
Speedy map. With the
Yari, Okinawa, Evot Cone. Who would they put here? Whitecat probably no, because like he isn't like rusted out of
Is
like.
that Zyfrost?
That are just really on
where-
stream.
Did he change his name for this
Yeah,
tournament?
yep. MZ. What the fuck?
That,
Okay, by the way, for those wondering, Zyfrost's top play is literally time freeze. Like, you know, everything will freeze. And his name is a literal German translation of time freeze. So, I guess it was meant to be.
We'll see who's got the stamina.
Yeah. Germany on paper definitely looking to be the more
But yeah, pretty
Oh,
good
don't
picks
you
for
love the Banter
Germany.
client?
just their entire
I
roster.
swear, a
are
bunch of
very
clients.
formidable on
I
this.
hate it. And I remember when I was
And you look
hosting
at
my
Chile
tournament,
also, though, you
the
can't count
Bancho
them out.
client
Bernard
died
has
like
been
so
really
many
good
times, it's
for
insane.
Chile on these tapping maps. Having him around is going to be a big benefit. He was one of the players that performed exceptionally well for Chile on the tapping.
Oh,
speed.
Gonzo with the
EG2
early
in
break.
particular, that was a bit more on the stamina side. This map is similar in essence, maybe not as unforgiving, but still in that requirement here.
Gonza has
It will
breaks.
be interesting to be
Inha
the
has
first
misses as
drop
well.
outside of Gonza.
Yep.
Pretty early,
The
so
other side
won't
with
really
Germany,
matter
they're looking
too much
really
for the time
comfortable.
being,
Did
unless
talk about
Germany
Dimash. Despite
continues
the
to
fact
hold
being
on to
very
their 4-way
tapping heavy,
FCs until
some
the
of these
bitter
aim
end.
patterns are quite frightening. You have some sudden rapid slider
But that puts
attacks
more
also
pressure
along
on
with some
Intercamming
awkward
and
linear
Matthew.
aim
There's a late
in these
trade from
verses that
Zyfrost.
can
I saw
be
Danny in
difficult
chat,
to
ain't no
trust
way.
the fights. It's really the awkward sections of it that's going to make it hard. But going into this first little
Yeah,
main course,
Chile have
Zyfrost
recovered the
is
combos
first
very
step
nicely,
there for
so
Germany. Seems
score
there might have been a finger
growth
bump.
is
The stamina
relatively
still looking
even,
solid from him.
maybe
Side of
slightly
Chile, no
favoring.
drops during that Ki despite the
Chile
early
right
breaks.
now, actually,
Chile are going to start slowly building
Chile are
recovery combo and
pretty
hoping
much,
for Germany to maybe
like,
get that drop.
their combos are practically dead even. Like the score growth
Yep.
has frozen.
To any breaks.
Yep, that is for sure. Cause like there's barely like
Yeah, I mean,
a slight
really
difference in
accuracy
score, but that's
from
about
these
it. Cause
players.
like
A lot of everyone
Zinefrost has a lower combo.
Like you mentioned,
Yeah, if this holds, this becomes an act battle, but Zyfrot's misses will pull the lead over the Chile. Gonza and Unha trade it, so that lead will swing back over to Germany's side. Intercambing and Matthew versus Okinomo and Aimbot Cone on the FCs. Combo, dude, the combos are literally dead even. Just look at it.
Completely even out the playing field.
They're exactly the same.
Yeah, it's fucking fun. Oh, Naimot Cone missed.
What the hell was that?
That was literally a nothing as
What
well.
was that? No.
That was literally a nothing, man. What?
He missed on air. Like, aw.
And if you know anything about
He had the wide open layup and everything, and just
Okinawa is the only supporting combo now for Germany.
Yeah, he's the only FC on Germany. Intercambing does find a miss in the meantime, so Okinawa versus Matthew. On even combos as well. So once again, the combos are exactly the same. Score lead is
Oh my god, they both
breaks on Chile's
missed.
side will affect score growth a little bit. So
Just
this moves over to Germany. Final streams on the map come in. Final 10%.
Matthew's still holding.
Okinawa and Matthew
Okinawa's
still
still
holding
holding.
the lead swings back over to Chile after chain misses from Yari and Zyfrost. It's coming down to the wire. Matthew and Okinawa are still holding on to their FCs as the final streams approach. 30,000 in favor of Chile,
Okinawa
but
missed
they
at the
hold
end.
on.
What a break point.
No, Okinawa missed at the end.
That was a
Okinawa missed at the
terrifying
end.
ending
He
there.
had 7 misses in the
Germany
last like
had so
9
much
combo.
potential.
Exactly.
Cyprus couldn't hold on to the stamina. 200K in
Matthew
the B rank, those long-term
clutches that out with the
games
FC,
ended up
and now they took the break
unfortunately
point back.
being the outlier low
That is at
scoring
least
team.
good.
You had
2-1.
that
Chile
phenomenal
finally get a
run to
break
Cameron
point, a
building
good
it back.
point.
That one miss was all that was there
Yeah,
from
it's the
Mbappe.
equalizing
That
break
could have
point
been
because
a
they
double
lost
for
their first
Chile if it
pick.
wasn't that
Yeah,
one
now
miss.
Chile will have their own pick, so what do you think they will
Yeah,
pick?
when their own pick to tie it up.
Practically have seen through the entirety of that map.
Didn't come easy though.
It for Germany.
What do you think that they will
Not
pick, though?
go The way they wanted it. Chile will get a break
That's the
point and have a
thing.
chance
Alright,
to even
so-
up this playing field now through heroics from both Matthew and Intercambing.
I don't think there's I don't think you would want to pick mechanics versus Germany. Like, there's no way, right? White Cat,
Mechanics?
Thriller,
Nah,
Okinawa.
nah,
Yeah, you're
nah,
not picking mechanics against them. So
Maybe DT would be a safe bet.
I mean, they just got blown out on DT1. So
Or Nomad?
Not really prepared for that one. Got caught up a
they
lot
might
this
opt
time.
for like one of the weird
That was all
picks.
that did it
I would
really
say.
for Chile.
Nah, I swear, if they
Enough.
pick Blue Zenith, though, there's no shot that they will pick that, right?
Yeah.
Wait to see if they can tie up the score.
I mean, they
Blue
did
Zenith,
perform.
as much as like haha meme,
Chile have a chance
as
to
much as like
carry
we
on
want to
this
see it
momentum
pick, it's
with
like such a
stamina.
toss-up.
Though we
That's
did.
why,
s-
like, most likely, it didn't get banned for that reason, because, like, it's not an objective weakness or a huge strength for a team relative to the other, but it might be left
Hidden one.
on
The pick is hidden one. The
hidden
hit-
one. Okay.
But Chile going with the hidden one. This is a bold one.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
did not
yeah.
expect this pick to go
The
through at all.
commentator is right. That is a
You've got
bold
so
pick.
many
Because, like,
good
you know,
hidden
Germany are
players
really
around
good
it.
at hidden.
But
Yeah,
going for
Kriller is
the
insane on the
hidden
hidden.
context
Okinawa
is
being a hidden
bold.
main.
Very bold. Granted,
That is a
Chile have not
questionable
played
pick
this
from
week
Chile.
yet,
What
but
the
on paper, I
fuck?
would expect Germany to play really well on this.
I see Fiery in the
Chile
chat.
and
It's like it's
Okinawa
not that bold,
especially.
but
This is a bold one.
This works
And
still,
considering
Mo.
Chile
We'll
have not
see.
played this
it does. I
yet,
do see it
I'm
on
excited
Chile's
to see
side.
what Chile are gonna be bringing out here.
A super short map too.
Yeah, it's like you said.
We'll see.
By the way, I will give you a
from
sneak peek
Chile.
to like the immersion, right?
But
It's-
again,
It's
you
one thing to
kind of
watch
have
tournament
give
matches
it to
live,
them.
right? Especially on short maps,
it's
right?
a
Because like short maps are extremely
like
volatile. But it's another thing if
transition
you commentate short maps, because it's just
kind
like
of
it's
for them
over
to go
before you
into.
realize it.
Facts, you don't know.
Like, you know how you like you usually look at how much map is left
There's a lot of
and
like,
how much combos each team
gonna
has
use the
with the
term
with the
wiggling.
given score
We
lead
Yeah.
at the present moment in time to calculate if
in this, but
like like a team or a player can like pull things back,
if that
right?
makes sense,
Uh-huh.
so you can actually
Because the map is so
pull the
short,
snap to every
especially when you're
single,
commentating, you're just like, whoa, 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 what's going on?
part of the stream, you can kind
So
of-
this guy did that, and you're like,
It's like, oh, the score lead is like 200,000. Like, there's no way that this is.
Screens, the
What the?
yeah, it's literally like that, man. Last second something happens and then
I mean,
everything changes.
this is a whole
Your tongue gets twisted from all the commentating. You don't know what to fucking say. Especially if you're like non-American English speaker?
I still can't help but doubt this pick.
Like,
I really, really hope
as in
Chile
like
can
your
come
your
back.
main
Do you
language isn't
still have
English.
number 37 in TFG,
I mean,
who
the
are
thing is, like,
single-hidden players for the Chilean
there's
roster?
only so much.
It's
Like
not
even
like
if
Chile
someone
are gonna be
is like speaking
potentially
fluent English,
majorly
right? They're, like
weak on
you hear me. I'm
but
stuttering
Germany
a
have
lot,
such
just
a
like
Yeah.
fumbling over my words. But, like sometimes there's just so
Okinawa,
much that happens,
Thriller,
you just do not know
Whitecap,
what to say.
and
Like
having
things
Arena in
happen
for the
faster than
filling
you can
role.
process.
Not gonna be too bad
Just
on
like in
both
this
sides.
tournament in general.
Yep.
Suntan is gonna
Someone
be
is asking in
another
my
player
chat
that
how
I
it's
would
going.
go for Chile to lead
2
into
to
this.
1 for Germany at the
Guys,
moment.
anything can surprise me
I think he
here.
was asking
I've
you.
seen some shocking
How are
stuff.
you
I mean,
doing?
this is
Uh-huh.
OWC World Cup
My-
2023. We've seen
Oh my
plenty
god,
of
I'm
surprises
dumb.
from this might be
Doing good,
one
doing good,
of
doing
many
good.
that we've seen already.
But you can cheat.
Nah, I
a
don't have
little
a
bit,
pinned
so
message, my bad.
Looking for
Hello.
maybe just one of your team to get through this could be massive. You see Okinawa going to be the first to drop. It's early days. There's still 3/4
Alright,
of the map
where were
left.
we?
Krilla
So
going
Chile
down
has a
as
slight
well.
lead right now. Intercambia
Expecting
combos,
a lot of breaks.
Chile have a combo
Because it's
advantage
middle
with
section
3
of this
FCs
map,
on
like I said,
Suntem,
really a lot
No37,
to
and
contest
Mathy
with here,
versus
but
2
so far,
FCs
everyone
from
really doing well here.
Whitecat and Akarinya.
A few early breaks here from Germany. Akarnya goes down.
But
massively
Akarnya is
dropped
down, so
just
score
after
growth
the big
will
GI
heavily
here.
favor
A little bit of
Chile,
a
especially with the
strong
3
section
FCs.
here.
No 37
Like
does
you
can't
mentioned,
just
Team
trade
Karcher
a little later.
misses.
But it's traded by number 37 and intercabbing respectively. Combo advantage.
This might have been a good pick for Chile, but I might jinx it.
But Chile have a good
Suntan!
lead here.
Oh,
Goes down.
Suntan! Holy shit, Suntan Faker!
And that score lead just blew wide
I
open.
said
Matthew's down
Faker.
as well. I
I
just
said
realized that
fucking
there is
Faker.
no combo on
Germany
Chile as the score lead
holding
just
on with
runs
both
away.
Whitecat and Kriller holding onto their combos.
Whitecat and
Going for more of
Kriller,
a slaughtering
as expected,
section now.
doing their
Keep
thing.
your control. Keep holding onto these sliders and stay precise. These sliders are really hard to punish with those space streams implemented as well. Germany are going to be able to
So this
execute a
map,
phenomenal comeback in the
300,000
next stage,
score
and they're
lead,
gonna be bringing it back
400,000
home.
now.
They're gonna be
Just look at the
executing
red bar,
I
just like
told you this might
accelerate to
have
the
been a
right
dangerous
side.
pick to
It's
That
It's
is
fucking
going to be the end of it.
Jesus,
Whitecat
man.
Going to be finishing it off with an FC for Germany.
That's what I was saying, right? When you're
Disgusting
commentating
Whitecat.
these
What
like
is
short
that?
maps,
My good
like
lord.
you're talking about
Well,
one thing, and then all of a sudden the score
It's
lead just
kind of easy
flies
to
over
break
to the
this
other
down.
side.
Whitecat FC'd, so
Whitecat with a crazy
Germany
FC.
win that.
Take that.
No-
That's 3
no
break points in a
questions
row
asked.
across both teams.
Incredible
Chile
play.
is
To do that
in a little bit
consistently is
of a pickle because, well, I mean, they had 2 map
on
picks,
a map
lost
that's
both
tough.
of them.
Like I said, it has so many different elements to it that add to its difficulty that it makes it incredibly hard to consistently FC. So that is an insane play from Whitecat. But Kriller as well, really good combo, FCing 2/3 of that map with no issues. But yeah, like you said, a really strong performance. I think that Chile definitely feel like they're gonna feel like they underperformed on that map. I definitely see
All
the
right,
potential.
so I would assume Germany would go with one of the
Just like
there's like
intercabbing,
super
just a
mechanics, either
miss,
like DT
is
or
just
no
really
mod something.
unfortunate. So that is really unlucky for Chile.
This is the 3rd breakpoint we've seen in a row, so this
Alright,
might
I pinned the
be a little
message.
bit goofy.
Guys, I'm affiliated with Power Synergy. Use code STU to get 10% off using the following link
So
that
each
is
pick
linked
they
on
go
my
into is always gonna
on
be
the
a
message
good match
itself.
unless they go for a cheeky
If you want to
pick.
get
For example,
let's say
Chile on
the
mod 4. Number 37
grape
was
flavor that I
the
have
star
currently,
on, I
you
think,
can
the
go
SS. I believe
buy it
the
for
only
yourself
SS in this
off of the
round.
website. It's pretty good,
Maybe Chile
guys.
were
It's
gonna
pretty
lead
good.
into that later
Tasty
on
as
in the
fuck as
future.
well.
But for now, it's up to Germany
Alright,
to
you
try
expect,
and
like,
extend this lead further and
I see
further.
Shiox in the lobby, so there you go reading.
Oh,
100%.
Shia, nah, not with the smile, not with the cat smile.
Dude, as someone who knows him personally, he's silly like that. But he's probably gonna go. They're probably gonna
Oh,
go
nah,
into
Matthew
two.
as well. Matthew as well with the smile.
I would probably guess to be number 1 as the safest one. That will be.
Chat
the
going
Nomad
wild,
boy.
bro. What someone is asking in chat, can you buy to Portugal? Yeah, you can buy it to
Yes.
Portugal, and they have pretty good
Here it
shipping as well.
comes.
So
The alerts are out. It's time
Wait.
for a bit of
I was about to say, like,
aim. It's very nice this map. 195 BPM.
you're gonna.
I think Shiox might have raided the
with,
lobby
a
to
lot of, or I say a lot of
BFM
but
boy. I'm
occasionally-
sorry. Inside joke.
occasionally.
no fucking shot that you said that.
Very
Dude, look at their watch the Germany's OWC roster reveal trailer,
main
and then skip to the
areas
freaking
of
end, bro.
Yeah, I know. They presented him as a femboy.
as well as just the demonic aim requirements needed for this map. If you can hit
Apparently,
some
he
of
also
this map,
cried when
probably
he
hit
saw
all of it to the
Cicconi's
very end.
reaction. He felt bad afterwards.
And then we'll
I mean,
see
who
where we are
wouldn't
when we
feel
get there,
bad,
but
dude?
Yeah,
It
true.
could just come down to coin toss of who hits
Like,
it
you-
better
like,
at the end.
You
We'll
don't
see.
see someone like
I think this
being
is one of these
sad
maps that
and
are
just
very
look,
heavily German
you know, just
favoured.
like unless you're a
Chile do have
psychopath,
a
you
good
like
team
derive
here.
sympathy.
Intercamming and Matthew gonna
Right?
be
Yeah.
before Suntan as well.
I mean,
But
honestly, who
I
wouldn't be
think
sad
Germany
if you
overall have a
saw
really
someone
consistent
feel
team,
just like absolutely
especially in White
defeated?
Cat
You know what I
and
mean?
Ocarina.
Like,
Chile banned 2 of Germany's aim maps before.
yeah, it's
So Germany been waiting to
it's-
whip out this one.
the harsh reality of
We already talked
competition.
about it.
Anyways, yeah, you were right. Shiox just joined to be a fucking fanboy. Yeah. Yeah, he just joined, put that smile, and left.
I'm gonna talk to him right now about that.
Bro, mention him that, man. Jesus.
You could lead to a drop, so you gotta stay accurate.
What? I'll message him as well.
But you already get the good gist.
You know, I'm just gonna send him that smile for no reason.
I'm just gonna send him the smile too.
Really high in spacing with some frightening jumps.
Just as a
as well.
troll, because like he
Already
totally
ramping
doesn't know
up
about
in
this
difficult
podcast, right?
section. That does
I don't
Right,
think so.
right.
led to a disconnect
No.
from Truck Gamer unless that
He
is a
has no
banter
clue,
bug.
my guy.
I do everything.
Well,
The things that I
Maybe a
do
little bit of a
are
refresh necessary here for
complete.
Bancho unless that isn't a
What the
ball.
hell?
well,
What is
let's
going
see
on?
If he's woken up.
Hello?
It's not,
Wait, what?
It's not looking
What?
good.
What the fuck happened? Also, client?
May have been a disconnect.
Choke Gamer probably DC'd.
Yeah.
Unless
No,
Oh,
no,
oh,
no, he's
okay,
back, he's
yeah.
back.
We're back.
Time back,
Oh,
time
okay,
back,
this
so-
Yeah.
Client's dead again.
Bomb
What
should-
the hell is going on?
Yeah,
Also
we're
report Bancho connection issues.
Yo, look at Choke Gamer go!
Let's give it a quick little moment.
Single-handedly
So far, so
beating
good for
Germany
Buffalo, still
all
not
by
too good
himself.
for
Let's go.
And we're back.
Right now, there
We're
we
back.
are, waiting for them all to wake up. But yes.
Alright,
so
so,
far so good,
as it stands
everyone.
right now,
China
4
almost looks like they're
FCs
actually gonna
on
be able to
Germany's
take
side.
over.
Intercamming
Chile not having a
breaks
good
his
time.
FC, so only Sun10 with an
Everyone
FC
finding
on
resets apart
Chile.
from Sun10.
Okinamo does trade it, but 3 FCs to
Germany
1 is
still
just
on with 3
very overwhelming. And there goes the last FC on Chile as Sun10 finds a miss. So now this score growth is going to just be all Germany heading from here on out.
Chile going into this first third of the map. You've still got White Cat, Krilla, and Ocarina holding on to a magnificent combo. And despite that early drop from Okinamo, his accuracy is looking really, really good, and he's building a good recovery to outshine 1 or 2 of the Chilean players. Going to his next HI, Suntan drops on that.
I just like to say Ocarina right now has, never mind, I just jinxed him. I was about to say he has the best accuracy, but...
And then you
he
just had to jinx him.
Maybe I should be a commentator, bro. I already got that in my soul.
The commentator's cursed, honestly, yeah.
But those 2 full combos from Germany just
Yeah, 2
remain
FCs on
completely
Germany still,
untouchable here.
with
Unless
from
we see
White Cat
the
and
backfield
Kriller.
from this German team,
They're
this
2
is gonna
superstars.
keep
I don't
rolling
think...
in their favor. Little bit of a string section here, guitar solo section.
Bro, speaking of which, look at Kriller and White Cat though. Jesus, that combo.
99.7 accuracy on both. Kriller does find like a few hundreds. 99.5,
They have the
but still insane.
They have the exact same act.
Now they have
man.
the exact same accuracy.
They have the exact same act and combo as well, I think.
Look at Intercamming's accuracy though. He just found a miss. Like,
Oh,
which is holding
shit.
his...
Got a
Yeah.
good overall team recovery, but unless we just see Germany implode,
99.66%.
not going anywhere. Even with that break, Okinama's not the one you need to see.
You need nerdiness to be a commentator, yeah, that's for sure. Nerdiness can be the analysis dude, and I'll be the hype man.
White Cat and Krilla look absolutely
I can be
perfect
hype
on
man.
this. Look at Krilla
I can do
cursor
both.
dancing just before the big
Nah,
drop.
you need to be analysis.
Final
It's in your
German
name.
combo, the 2 German full
Your
combos,
destiny has
Okinamo
been in your name
Okinamo
all
may
this
drop,
time.
but the rest of Chile
But yeah,
building potential
what the
for
hell are
recoveries, but
White Cat and
versus
Crow are
2
doing, man?
FCs
Holy
in
shit.
big recoveries is not going to be nearly enough going to this final quarter.
They're still FCing, by the way. They're at 1600 combo, almost.
Yep.
Gamer, Suntan, and Intercamming all go down.
The score lead is 600,000 in Germany's favor. There is absolutely no way that this is going to change anytime soon, even if all 4 players stop
There's
playing.
not enough time, even if they completely stop playing. Like,
Yeah, there was absolutely no combo on Chile's side, as we just see like why Germany picked this.
so yeah,
Just like raw, like aim, raw mechanics, it favors Germany heavily.
if Germany stopped completely playing like right now, they would still win. So
Yo, do you think White Cat and Kriller work for Amazon?
why?
Because they keep on delivering these goddamn FCs.
more resets there.
Don't
from
jinx
Chile.
it. White Cat always like
The
celebrates some
turbulent
random
No, no,
stuff.
you're good.
Jumps, look at Krillin, White Cat.
Okay, yeah, we're good. We're
What
good.
is that?
What the hell was that,
Brilliant little FC
Deutschland?
there from
Oh.
Germany. Solid stuff, and that's how you know this is one of the best aim teams in the team.
By the way, they just 2v4'd them.
I don't want to talk about that. I'll be honest.
That
That's
is wild to
honestly
think about.
Unbelievable.
1 million.
I mean,
Wow.
was it a 2v1? Team Culture had like one miss
God.
with insane Okinamo as well, with the
yeah,
insane
sure.
No,
accuracy.
it was a 2v4. Like, do the math.
Yeah, solid stuff from Germany. 2 FCs.
Actually, yeah, might have been. God
Yeah, so
damn.
like Chile had like 1.8 million.
Yeah.
White Cat and Kriller alone have
That's
1.9
unbelievable.
something. That's a 2v4.
Jesus.
How do you do that, Germany? Honestly, I know you're an impressive aim team, but this one is a whole different beast. So difficult.
Four
Right, so
to
Chile
one.
needs to stop the bleeding. They just
They
surrendered.
hit it. The nature of a team like
What's the
that,
count?
nature
2
of
maps
a
in a
team
row,
with
and they
strong
lost
players
their
like White Cat and Kriller around.
first 2 map picks. So
Seemingly
trying to bring things back
impossible.
on the
The
Nomad
only other
4.
players who have FC'd a map like this are
I believe
players
this is
like
like the
Marcin
weird
Malashevsky.
like tech
Some other
like
really strong aim talents.
dude, okay. I would say like normally I associate like
Unfortunately, with
which
that
maps are
struggle,
like feature what skill
gonna
set
be
based on like
4-1
conventional
down.
naming. Like
We've
Nomad
seen
2
a
is like
4-1
streams and stuff, right?
comeback
Nomad 1 is
happen
aim.
before,
But like
but
this
not
year, it's weird.
the
Like
Philippines and South
I
Korea.
remember watching United States versus Canada and the Nomad 2. Like this is my thought process in that moment. It's like, oh yeah, Nomad 2. It makes sense. The US are gonna pick streams like,
Yeah, I mean,
because
my
like their
worry
games
with
are
this
very
is
good.
that they went
And I'm just
in,
like,
you
why
know,
is
such
Fiery
early
in
going
Nomad
with the
2?
Nomad 1, their aim is
And then I see the map and I'm just
so
like,
on
oh,
point.
that's not a
This
conventional Nomad 2. So
Nomad
I'm just
4
completely lost with map pools right now.
Yep, I am as well.
I like the pick from Chile.
I don't know, I heard some type of.
It's good. It plays. in the
Actually, no,
top
never mind. I'm not gonna say it. It's a
five.
5-digit opinion.
It's
not from me though. It's from someone else.
got its standard high.
Or maybe,
slider.
or is it? Someone mentioned like that OWC map pools are getting a bit more gimmicky. Do you think that's true?
With its difficulty, but
There is
Germany are
a
just so
trend
on form,
towards
it's
that.
hard
Yes,
to
however, I do not think
kinda
it's
see a way for
significant
Chile
enough to
to
affect the outcome of matches.
Yeah, that's what
comeback,
that's what I'm
but-
saying.
I mean, they have got the players that.
No, I still cannot believe Hard Rock 3 is fucking Blue Zenith.
It's a tough ask,
Da-da.
even on a map like this.
By the way, if you go to COE, just expect a lot of like.
For a map like this,
Blue
once
Zenith
again, you're
to be
looking
played.
at White Cat and Krilla, especially Krilla, to be looking.
Alright.
Man, I swear. I
Akarnya,
swear.
Zyfrost, White Cat Kriller
Outside of
versus
Chile,
Suntan, intercamming
TFG is gonna be
TFG.
TFG and
the
Mathy.
three-man core of Suntan, Itami, and Mathy are still gonna be sticking around. We talked about it a little bit here. This map is very slider heavy. Another thing I thought I'd want to add.
Why
is
the
that
hell did
in the
Zyfrost
TI
change his
during the
username
main
like that though?
sections
I
with
don't get the
slider
joke.
aim, there are a lot of scary.
I think it's probably a joke that he has.
Burst
I mean,
patterns in the
Akarnya
game,
changed his
scary
username to
triples that
Tim
have really
Kackner.
awkward aim patterns in the
So,
middle that could lead
Team
to a slip up if
Kackner.
they're not prepared. This
Like
is
guys, what do you
not
what do you guys
just
think
your
about like the
pure
username changes
slider.
entering
A
this
lot
year's
of
OWC,
aim
right? You
control
got
outside
Tim
of the slider
Kackner,
aim is
you
also
got
very much tied
Zyfrost's
in this.
name change.
Last
You
time
got
Chile
Cheeto Blast and
played
Cheeto
this,
Blast 2 for the
And
United
the-
States.
and then
which
you have
are,
the Hyoka
Kama
collab.
and
Never actually
Window
played
Life.
against the
You
UK.
got
Okay, you know what?
his
I take it
kitten.
back. Wait,
Oh nah, that was too far, man.
No, they
You know what's the funny part?
This is the first time Chile are winning the normal four. I
Misto,
thought
the
they
Croatian
played
dude,
this
changed
UK,
his
but I might have
username
been
to
mistaken
her
about that.
master, right?
This is the first time
Yeah.
Chile roll into that one.
Then
Germany were the
Zuti
ones to
said,
play
like,
against Russia.
where's your
Fat team
where's your
score.
Canada banner, right?
Germany-
He said like sorry Poland sweeps.
There was so much unknown to this.
Guess what he tweeted today?
That's why I wasn't sure about the score that Germany put up. And it was
Just show
a
it, show it, show it.
really
What do you
tough
say?
ask, for Chile.
hold up.
I definitely think
Wait,
they've got
I'm
the
gonna
best
find it
team
real
as they
quick.
always have.
Because I don't want to open up Twitter on
It's gonna
Insta.
require some
Wait,
standout
what the fuck?
performances.
Open Twitter on Insta. Crazy.
Kriller and White Cat.
Open,
wow, yeah.
open Twitter on stream. That's what I meant.
Alright,
go first,
White
yeah.
Cat with a rare miss
Despite that
so
early
far
drop
this
from
match. He's the
Matthew
first one to
Chile,
break
the
out of
game,
all
Muhammad
all his
Muhammad
German
from
teammates.
White Cat, which never mind was not
Ah,
very
nice.
good.
Akarnya follows
Germany's
suit.
still holding on.
3
Down
FCs
goes
on Chile's
Akarnya.
side
As
versus
long as
2
that
on
isn't banned,
Germany's.
that switches back to the original combo. That
Intercammy
is a
does
full
trade it
point
out, so
there
it's
for
2
Germany.
FCs versus
White
2.
Cat with another drop
Anyways,
as well.
Misto said
More,
fuck
it's more like
dog.
2.5 FCs because Matthew has built up his combo since then. Matthew does find a miss, so that. Whoa, 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 what happened?
What the fuck
That
happened?
score lead went from 40,000 in Chile's favor to 50,000 in Germany's favor in an instant.
What the fuck? Wait, what pick was this again? Nomad 4, right?
Nomad 4, yes.
Yeah, it's a techie map.
Zyfrost breaks, so
Ooh.
that should pull over the lead over to Chile side soon.
What the hell is Kriller doing?
What is
man?
going on? Look at the
Jesus.
score. TFG breaks.
Bro, it's like
Akarnya trades, but 1FC versus 1FC, Suntan versus Kriller.
so close. It's
However, the
crazy.
combo, the combo surrounding both of these FCs are the same. So
Kriller misses.
they're literally
Kriller
act battling
misses.
right now.
Shit.
But Kriller
Suntan
missed.
misses as well.
Doesn't miss. It's just
What the fuck is happening?
Matthew is now the highest combo, followed by Zyfrost right behind him.
If
Accuracy
Matthew
does play
misses,
a
it's
huge factor because
over.
the combos
If
are
Matthew
so
misses,
uneven.
it's over,
Gonna
man.
be going down, but looking at this, it's Tim Cackner versus Matthew.
Matthew survives, so
Yeah, it's towards Chile. Holy shit, that changed up real quick.
It is going.
That
He's
really
short
changed
naps, I'm
real
telling
quick.
Chile. Wow.
By the way, someone is asking in chat, what do you think will be the outcome of this OWC?
Okay, I have a personal philosophy, okay, this year, because of how chaotic it's gonna sound. I'm sorry, dude, but I am not gonna answer that in fear
It's
of
okay.
jinxing somebody.
It's okay.
I do not want to say anything because I do not want to jinx.
It's okay.
It's
It's okay.
It was a tough.
God fucking damn it, Ross, why did you curse us?
They had it pay off. Germany on a map that notoriously are quite good at. Chile decided to pick it into themselves anyway and get the win.
All right, 4-2.
Ocean,
Yeah,
man.
Very surprising, actually.
Shout out to Ocean,
Definitely
man.
a bit of an underperformance, I think, from
In
Germany.
the chat.
They decided to swap out Okinawa on this run for Tim on this, and that switch didn't pay off. You've got White
Also,
Cat,
yeah,
who had a
speaking of
bit an
username changes,
underperformance.
like I said,
He had almost
Akarnya Tim
6K on this
Packner.
in his last
I
run.
do not know how to pronounce Zyfrost's username.
Negated the
Bro.
difference
Cheeto Blast and Cheeto Blast 2.
Tim made
Someone
on
is
Okinawa in that
His
Say-
kitten and his
so
master, but you
unfortunately
also got the Philippines, just the
not
Hayok
enough
army.
to count
Kayak
points,
Army.
um,
And that's about
on
it.
that one. But it's still an
Bro.
insanely close map from.
The
Risky
fucking
pick.
Twitch chat, they're spamming what the fuck is a schnitzel?
Dude, the OWC spam, like for like the patriotic spam, like it's either very funny or very stupid. But like I'm the type of person that likes stupid humor. What the hell? Stupid humor.
Humongous.
But yeah,
Oh nah, they picked the Kuru Kuru.
I picked Kuru Kuru. All right, I'll just use this opportunity to get some.
Kuru Kuru.
Yes, hidden two.
Hidden 2, we should expect a crazy score from number 37. Yari, Shiox, and Black Dog. 5, aka White Cat. That is a good pick. Shiox will absolutely perform out of his mind.
Where you have like the first one.
I am genuinely interested to see how Shiox and number 37 will perform like against each other, because they're both insane when it comes to like low AR stuff.
Slower bits are just nasty. It's the only.
Oh, Kriller. Okay, Kriller is also really good at low AR. So
You've also got some standardish bursts in there.
wait, where the hell did Shiox go? What?
Interesting hidden too.
Suntan STM.
But
who?
it's a tricky one at that.
And I think they. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say TFGA was going to play probably.
Germany to
I don't know who else. Intercaming maybe,
to their fifth.
or Faker camping, should we say?
Yep,
Yep, just like I mentioned, I predicted that. So, Suntan TFG number 37 and Faker Camping versus Kriller, Black Dog 5, Yari, and Shiox.
For Chile, we're going to be seeing TFG at number 37.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because like I genuinely think that every single player here has an equal chance of getting a pretty good score here. So it's just a matter of who shit misses first, because this map is pretty hard.
Did they just not play the map thus far, or did Bancho break?
It's starting. It's gonna start right now.
By about 120k, 125k, give or take.
Oh, by the way, Shiox and number 37. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, because it's hidden too, of course.
Yep.
So this could be really anyone's game.
Anyone's game, that's for sure.
These teams have some really stable players to look out for. For Germany, I'm looking at Kriller and Shiox. For Chile, I'm looking at number 37, TFG.
Number 37, no more SS. GG.
Kriller goes down early. What the heck?
Yeah, Jesus.
First drop for Germany being
Shiox is still holding an assist, oh god damn, man.
And this this little stream section, this little bursty section is coming up next, and that's a full.
By the way,
reset
out
there
of
for
all the
Chile.
maps that like
On the
make
side
me
of
wonder how the
Germany,
hell are they doing this, it's
Yari
always the
is
reading
gonna be the
picks.
next to drop.
Yeah,
Shields and
facts.
Whitecat hold on.
How the hell do you even practice this? Like, what the fuck, man?
You practice this by playing it, but, like
I mean,
actually learning how to play this. How the
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, learning how to play easy hidden.
By the way, I'm willing to bet right now that Kriller's only act drop is that miss.
Are holding on to this. This is much
Geox no longer has the SS, but
in the past few,
score the combos do favor Germany.
Two
2FC. Oh my god!
Geox, what the hell?
Whitecat both go down at the exact same time on the stream.
Jesus.
Chile holds the
Bro, it sounded like
Put streams
XQC
in my
for a
VCAM,
second.
bro.
It sounded like XQC for a second.
Because like dude, I'm saying sometimes things happen so quickly you don't have time to process,
Yep.
and sometimes words just come out of your mouth and you don't know what you're even saying anymore.
Facts. Whitecat broke again, by the way.
Yeah.
Another
Killer
break.
is the highest combo in the lobby, but intercamming is trading him out. Unfortunately, there's nothing.
But
Intercamming-
number 37 and Freaker King both break at the same time. Another break from number
But now
37.
Kriller is single-handedly going to hold the score lead in favor of Germany. Geox with a great supporting combo. TFGE is also hitting everything, but there's just no combo surrounding him, and they can see that on the break.
I think Kriller is the only person at the moment who has like the highest combo for Germany. You know, the supporting combo. Yeah.
No, there is supporting combo from Geox.
Geox as well.
I'm more concerned for Chile because they have no supporting combo for TFGE.
Absolutely. Maybe TFGE, but not enough. In order to win, someone needs to
Kriller
break.
goes down.
Kriller
so
goes
Geox
down,
has the
as I
lead combo,
mentioned
but TFGE
that.
also trades it.
I think that's it. I think that's it for this
That's
pick.
gonna Geox's combo now as the leading combo in the lobby, especially with Chile having no combo whatsoever, is just gonna.
By the way, watch Geox get complimented in the server, you know which one, and then absolutely saying, "Nah, I performed shit. That was terrible. It was horrible." He's always like that for some reason.
I love like seeing like top players talking like shit, talking shit on themselves, and just like I don't know where I was going with that. Do not say anything bad about yourself. That's bad, and it just makes you look bad.
It's just
And if you keep
dumb,
on doing
honestly.
it too much, when it becomes a habit, eventually you'll stop losing that. It's just irredeemable. Anyway, 739,000.
Yeah, and we're at match point at the moment.
But that one miss was all that he had to deal with.
Who's going to pick now? Which pick was this for Chile or Germany? I didn't see.
Outside of Kriller, shy of 100k. The rest of Chile.
Also, chat, feel free to ask anything. We'll answer that.
Just a general. I believe that individual. I think I did mention that Kriller and Geox were the two to look out for. And boy, was I right.
Number 37 kind of underperformed though on this type of pick, which is a bit interesting.
But it is still Chile's pick.
All right, so let me talk about.
Probably going to be making Chile doubt the
You
pick
previously
of the
mentioned
before,
something
but
about
that
like
won't be from
Blue Zenith. Yeah.
Let's fucking go! Who picked it? Who picked it? It was Chile! Yes! Shout out to Faker Camping. Or should I say
Going out with a
Camping?
bang.
Going out with the bang. Fuck yeah, man. The gold. Alright, hold on. Let me spam 727 for a second, because that's a rule.
It's Blue Zenith.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was, but sure.
That's it. That's all I'm telling you. It's Blue Zenith. Everybody knows this map.
All right.
It is Blue Zenith.
So, anyways, let's talk of like you previously mentioned something about like map rules becoming gimmick, right?
Yeah.
And
Saw
I
that.
did say that it's not a legitimate. It doesn't affect matches enough to the point where it will solely dictate the winner, right? That obviously goes to like the raw mechanics and speed stuff, right? However, I will say that having an advantage on the reading and gimmick picks is huge in terms of strategy. And why do I say this? Well, against a team like Germany, who is amazing on reading, right? You have to factor that in with your map pick. So if you like for example, Chile, they're playing as Chile right now. So either Chile has to use their bans to get rid of those reading picks, or have to eat the losses on those reading picks.
True.
That's what having like a strength in an obscure skill set does in a map pool.
Germany have
Yeah.
Of course,
some
there's
insane
like
players on
the
the
map
squad.
pool is not consistently
Chile picking
reading
it,
gimmick
makes me
weird
think they've got
stuff,
some
right?
comfort on
Nah,
this.
But
Hard Rock 3
there
was
are
very
enough
Chile
like
previously,
there's
they
a
got
reason
3
why
MVPs,
you get
got
equal
2.5
bans
million.
for weird skill sets because like you got your hidden 2 and you got your
It's-
nomad reading map,
It's a map that I
and
think
well
everybody
both teams
in
get
this
2
lobby,
bans, so
will
it just affects the strategy because like if you
recognise
don't
and
ban those maps,
understand, and to be honest,
you are
be quite
conceding
comfortable
points
because
on their strengths
everyone has
that they will
given
win
this
fairly
map a
easily,
try
right?
at least once
But
in their
if you
lives. I'm almost
use your
certain of
bans,
this fact.
then you completely lose the
Um,
ability to like
So it's
dictate
really gonna
the
come
match
down
on
to
your
who
terms.
has the best
Okay, but
combo
let's see
map.
what's going to happen with like Blue Zenith now and everything.
Alright, but
'cause
now
There's
so what's
so
with
much
Blue
hype
Zenith?
going into
Yep.
this. Who
we gotta
cares?
focus on Blue Zenith.
Damn it.
This is
Okay, on it.
This is
Wait.
the ultimate
Okay, yeah.
contact.
Matthew and Intergaming playing. They should have a pretty good combo on this map. Like, come on, they are the goats in terms of like stuff like this. Same with like White Cat also. He's really good at stuff like this.
Arguably the best OWC
Honestly,
squad
ever
we've
since
ever
White
seen
Cat
come
added
out.
like
The
streamy
highest,
flow
I
aim and
believe
stream
this is
consistent
also OWC PP
set, that's when he unlocked the
So, yeah,
Unlock the
there's a
what
high
now?
standards placed on this one,
he unlocked
but
his
it's very,
Infinity
very
Gauntlet.
difficult to
Oh,
get a
yeah.
high
He just
combo
has
of
everything.
2000.
Okay, someone asked in chat, the person who said 6-2 Germany winning is about to be happy. Facts.
Yeah, if they end up winning this match, on this map, it will do this. Matthew is the first one to break on Team Chile. Aimbach, Cone, and Akaranya also down for Germany, so it's 3 FCs to 2.
Deviously patterned here, that could lead to a drop. Slider jumps come through, no drops.
As we
Remaining
enter
combos
the
in
spinners
lobby.
and free
Chile are gonna be
combo.
able to slowly start building this lead.
Wait,
Well, not Germany, sorry.
Iyuna, or how do you pronounce it? And Intergaming one missed
I think it's pronounced
versus UK.
Yunha.
Yunha, yeah, my bad. Yunha and Intergaming apparently
Yeah.
one missed Blue Zenith when they played
Still a
against
lot of
UK.
FCs on the board.
Yep.
So we'll see what if they're gonna do that again.
But now can they do this with their backs against the wall at a 5-2 deficit?
I mean, there's a
Yep.
lot of
Matthew does
pressure
find a few
going into
misses, but
this.
that's fine. It's not one of their FCs.
You know, tensions are high just because this map is so well known.
Aimbot
Everyone
Cone
wants to
missed
perform
on
well
nothing.
but Matthew and
Again.
Cone not having the best time right
Ooh,
now.
Intergaming with the
That's one
miss.
drawn.
Suntan and
2-1-2 FCs.
Right, the half
Akarnya's
of the map scored
supporting
so
combo
bad.
will swing
That's a
the
really
score
tough
growth
miss.
in Germany's
Missing just
favor
by
as the lead
halfway mark,
shrinks.
cuts your score v2 score completely in half.
Yeah, but
The FCs are still holding on as the streams come in.
yeah, it's 2 versus 2 FCs. Oh wait, yeah, it is 2 versus 2 FCs.
2 FCs versus 2.
And as I
But
say,
there goes
that's
Suntan, so now
Suntan.
it's Yunha.
Giant combo
That's the only
Chile
FC.
dropped.
Yunha with the hard carry at the moment.
And Yunha's down. That's gonna blow it wide
Ah,
open.
that is-
Oh no.
that is it. That might be it.
Germany still have
What the hell is
Okinawa,
Black?
White Cat on the FC.
What the hell is
Akarnya on the
Black
Masters.
doing?
Akaranya holding on to a great recovery. We're going into
Big
the
streams come in, does catch
last third of this
Okinawa,
map,
does
multiple
catch
major
Wait.
actions,
White
but
Cat
it's
still
gonna be
holds
where the
on.
streams will get a little
Matthew
bit
is building up a,
space.
a nice combo
Really
behind
What
it,
the
but if
hell
White
is
Cat
White
holds,
Cat
it doesn't
doing?
matter.
From Chile outside of Matthew. Triple miss from
The
Germany.
here
but
come
White
the
Cat still
jumps,
holds
and you already know
strong.
White Cat's hitting those every day of the
As long
week.
as it hits his little
Hell
jumps, it's
yeah.
gonna be good.
Will White Cat be able to FC though? The last part is, you know, starting, so.
Due to this combo from White Cat, but Matthew is trailing.
We're entering
700 combo is massively threatening here, especially towards the
second
later stage of the
main
map.
verse of Blue Zenith.
Yep, the last one as well.
300k
It's
more.
really important to not fuck up these space streams at
from
the
this
end.
map.
Those are
Yes.
really easy to, you know.
Matthew
miss
is
on.
putting on the
Really,
pressure. He
really
is
in a
forcing
strong
White Cat
position
to
for his
deliver
team
on
right
his
now.
FC.
Regardless
But
of what's
even
going
but
on the
like
board,
if he
but
just holds for
Matthew
even a little bit
one
more, I
kick
think the
combo
score
right
lead
now.
is just
Really
too
Way
like,
too much, way
polarizing to
too
overcome.
wide, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a
Even if
full
White
reset
Cat
from Germany
were to miss right now, I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference.
Doesn't matter, all
Especially
focus
with,
is
like-
on White Cat now. Will he be able to do a forum number 2 FC? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, my eyes are only glued to his spot on the screen.
Hold on. Am I have to go
Bigger
into
screens,
screenshots?
he knows. He does
No,
find
he
the slider
missed!
break.
He slider broke.
the
Why does
slider
he always
break.
slider break on nothing, man?
Why?
It always,
Doing this?
it's always freaking Germany with. It's always White Cat with the random slider breaks, man.
But anyway, 6-2 GG's. Germany
GG.
moving on. They're guaranteed a top 5 finish, as expected entering the tournament. But did we expect them to like go down in losers bracket that early? No.
Nah, but
But-
also I did not expect Chile to go to do this, like to be at their Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
At the
hey,
spot
yeah,
they
I'm
are
gonna
right
say
now.
something. I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound very stupid.
But what a
Okay.
map to go out on.
Chile
So iconic,
got the same exact placement
so
as
enjoyable
Poland.
to watch every time.
What?
The GGs are out.
Oh my fucking god! Nah, nah.
They both got
That is
seven.
wild to think about. That is
That
wild
is,
to.
if you need one sentence to determine how crazy OWC this is that year, it's that sentence. Chile
got the
and Poland
same
as the 2
spot
seed got
as
the same placement.
Chile, the number, what seed was it? 13 was
10.
it? 10. Got
62
the
against
same
Chile, a team that
placement
we
as the
expected to be
number
very,
2
very
seed.
closely knit.
Yep.
What the fuck?
On paper.
Congratulations to both teams though, Germany and Chile. They absolutely performed really well.
By the way, you know what this means? You know, I said embrace the chaos, and well, you know how Canada beat both Germany and the United States?
Uh-huh.
Guess what? Guess who they have to play again? Germany, and if the US beat the Philippines, the United States. I'm seeing double,
Jesus
bro.
fucking Christ, man.
I'm seeing double.
Indeed.
Wait, they have to play Canada again, first of all.
Again.
And if Canada wins, they have to play
And the
against the
US
USA.
They're playing each other again.
But okay, but we should not discourage Philippines because again,
No, we should not. I told you, man. Like, what is the thing that I told you every multiple times? Any given week,
embrace the chaos.
anything can happen. You
Embrace
cannot
the chaos,
assume
man.
anything.
Yeah, here's
What I'm doing is I'm just throwing it out. It's possible that Canada have to go through both Germany and the US again. That path is very much possible. However, we could see incredible things either way. I think like either way, whoever wins these matches is just like one amazing narrative is gonna come to an end. The other will keep them alive for at least a 4th place finish at the minimum. But goddamn,
man, goddamn, this is wild to
the
look
finals
at.
weekend is set. We have South Korea versus Australia in winners finals, and then in the losers bracket we have Canada versus Germany and the Philippines versus the United States.
Man, I for some reason I wanna do a watch party stream on Twitch, man, because goddamn, this is so exciting to watch. Also chat, by the way, be sure to follow n3rdiness and me on Twitch. n3rdiness doesn't stream as much, but he might, I don't know.
I might like randomly like if the match is like at a time that I can actually watch it for between the Philippines and US, I'm just gonna title the stream like Filipino American man watches Philippines versus United States OWC. And it's just gonna be watching. I'm gonna be simultaneously hyping up whoever is winning and simultaneously dreading the fact that another side is losing. Like, I win either way, but I also lose.
Yeah, I switched the scene. No more Twitch. No more Twitch. Like, yeah, there were no more Twitch.
Yeah, that's the semifinals weekend, and well.
I don't think there's much to talk about, honestly. Like, we talked about every single thing in the stream. Like, from the upsets to, like, things that might happen. Things that happened already. The stream that we just... the match that we just watched. I think it's a pretty good episode so far. What you think?
Yeah. Alright, so let me preview next week OWC, okay?
Alright,
what do each of these teams have on the line? So, out of all the teams, well, I mean, South Korea, obviously, they're looking like the best team this entire tournament so far.
Without a doubt.
Yes. Guaranteed top three finish, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people foresaw. It's not a surprise with how stacked their roster is. And, well, what's on the line for them? They can make, with a win against Australia, they can make this back-to-back years where they made it to the grand finals in winner's side. For Australia, for their opponents, Australia, like right now, holy shit, like they're on the run of a lifetime.
Australia,
Top 3 finish guaranteed.
Top 3 finish, badge guaranteed, money prize guaranteed, absolutely going to a restaurant and being chilling guaranteed.
I marked that as KFC.
MRKFC guaranteed.
But and also with a win, they could turn that third place finish into a second place finish guaranteed at minimum as the
Yeah.
7th seed. Like imagine the 7th seed in Winterside Grand Finals.
Yeah, man.
You can't even picture that. And then like at least what those teams have is the winners bracket advantage, where even if they suffer a loss, they're still alive in the tournament, and they will be playing in the Grand Finals weekend no matter what. However, the same cannot be said for the 4 teams in the losers bracket right now. So we got Germany versus Canada.
One of them will face off against each other. Man, I fucking
God.
hate the fact that Germany versus Canada have to face against each other in the losers bracket, man. Again. I like both teams as well. It's a
They
bit...
played each other in the losers bracket in, I think it was 2022?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Was it them? Hang on.
Wait, was it them?
I know for a fact they played each other in losers in 20.
In 20 what? Oh god, it cut off.
No, they didn't. They did not come
Okay.
across each other in 2022. Oops. But yes, they did.
I
They did
thought
play
it-
each other the last in 2020 in losers bracket.
I thought it cut off for a moment, but nah. Thank God.
By the way,
yeah.
I believe the last time that these two played each other in the oh my god, there's just so much to unpack. They played each other in 2020, and that was the 3rd place match. Like that's the amount of talent they had and still have, right? In 2021, they played each other in the winners bracket semifinals. Germany ended up beating them both times. But now this year, Canada was able to take a match off of both of their bracket demons in both the United States and Germany, right? But now
it's the real test. Now it's the real test. Will they be able to pretty much do the same thing? If not, even with a tougher opponent, if Philippines wins. So we'll see.
And loser of that match gets 5th. Winner moves on to guarantee at least a 4th place finish to play the winner of the Philippines versus the United States. Obviously, you already know what the United States has on the line. They have finished at least 2nd since 2015, which is actually fucking crazy. That's like,
yeah.
What? 8 years ago. God, like, where were you 8 years ago when the US started their stretch of dominance?
2018, was it?
2015.
Wait, 15.
So we were 12.
15. I didn't even know also existed back then.
I didn't know what it was. I was probably just like, so that was 2015. So I was probably
15.
I
Bro.
was just playing Smash. That's it. Smash Bros.
You were playing Smash. I was playing Minecraft, bro. I wasn't even playing the PC edition. I was playing Pocket edition.
It's a long time that they've been at the top.
That's a very long time, man. That's a very long time.
But now they're at risk, especially with the team as packed and with high momentum as the Philippines. Like the Philippines, like out of all the teams, like God, them and Australia, just like they're entering this match thinking like they've got nothing to lose. Like they've already, like they took their expectations and just absolutely delivered on them and more. Like no matter what happens to them in the future, like they should be proud of their.
Yeah, that is for sure, man. Philippines.
It's also crazy.
The Philippines have absolutely improved a lot in the span of 1 year, and I don't know what to say. Massive congrats to them. Massive congrats.
Yeah, like huge congratulations. But like it's like also at the same time, like the narratives are very much different on teams that have expectations versus teams that are outperforming the expectations, right? Like
yeah.
They do say the biggest burden you can place on anyone's shoulders is the darkness of expectation, and we saw it because it's like you look at the teams like the US, Canada, Germany in losers bracket, and you're just like scared because like no matter what, one of them, like at least one of them is gonna go out in 5th, and only one of them can make it to the top 3. Think about it. Think about this, okay? You got Poland, the United States, Germany, Russia, and Canada. And only one of them is going to make it to the top 3. And not even through the winner's side. Like, they have to fight their way through the loser just to get 3rd.
Speaking of which, since we are slowly but surely approaching the end of OWC, I think that a lot of people are going to be more concentrated towards, watching OWC. And I don't know if I want to do the podcast on Sundays just because of that, because, OWC. I don't want to mix it up with the schedules. So when do you think it would be smart to do the next episode? What day?
Probably the Monday after.
So not Sunday, the day after, which is Monday. But that would be fucked up because, like, what's the time for
it's a
you right
weekday.
now?
That's why they play all the matches on weekends, so like everybody's free. But like once the weekday hits, like this is why we do it on Sundays, man. It's when we're actually both free.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing. God damn it.
Yeah, guys, people have lives outside of the internet.
Yep, who would have thought? What about... Wait, nah, even on Fridays you're gonna be busy because, like, what's the time for you right now?
It's 12:06 p.m.
Yeah, 12:06 p.m. That's like... You're most likely gonna be busy on a Friday that day.
Yeah.
God fucking... Saturday? Not even Saturdays make sense. God damn it.
No, Saturday I'm super busy with stuff.
Yeah, that as well, so... We'll see. If not, we might skip an episode. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, skip an episode. Not skip an episode, skip a week. That should be the... Yeah, that should be the proper... the proper definition. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today's episode. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think that's enough. 2 hours of pretty quality talk. We watched the tournament match. Pretty much OWC talked about everything so far that has happened. That's pretty much it.
Yep. And guys, remember watching OWC. Embrace the chaos, baby.
Bro, Jesus Christ. We're gonna repeat that so many times. People are gonna get tired of it. But yeah.
Dude, it's such a fire line, though. And it's warm.
But yeah, I'm gonna say the final words of the stream. Thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed or listened. Who knows? We'll see you maybe next week, maybe the week after. We'll see. It's a bit of a fucked up situation. So yeah, see ya.